Hello there, Wargamers! Welcome to today's special Age of Sigmar Battle Report. I am Luka from MiniWarGaming.com, joined today by the Doctor, David White. We're playing the new Kharadron Overlords. They just came out as you're watching this. It'll be 2,000 points against my Maggotkin of Nurgle. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this show.
We play and call it work.
MiniWarGaming's Age of Sigmar Battle Report.
My Maggotkin list today, very similar to the one that I tried to finalize last time, though I will be changing up the endless spells a wee bit here. And one commenter requested that I play Maggotkin again, and that was enough to convince me to do so. So I'm going to be interrupting my playthrough of Gloomspite Gits today. Mostly because of time related. The list I was going to play had a million Gits in it, and that's for a later date. My Maggotkin list today will be several battalions. We'll start off with our general, who is in no battalions, funny enough. That'll be a Lord of Blights. And he is going to have your typical overpowering stench command trait, as well as a shield of growths as an artifact of power. Now, leading alongside him, we have many other characters. I am playing Filthbringer, so I'm allowed to bring a Rot Coven, which is a collection of 3 sorcerers for a little bit cheaper points. I think it's 60 points cheaper overall, which does matter. And they will be in a Warlord battalion. We have 3 of them here. One of them is going to be Festus the Leech Lord, but just being played as a Rotbringer sorcerer, so I can differentiate them. I'll go over their spells in the game as well. But the actual new Rotbringer sorcerer will be carrying, because of the Warlord battalion, an Arcane Tome. And it's a tough call, because Arcane Tome is typically better on a non-wizard character, but with the Rotbringers, you can really buff one up to cast spells better. So I don't know if it's better to have 2 consistent spell casts, or just spread them out on more characters. It really depends on the situation, but for now, I'm going to stick the Arcane Tome on this guy. And he's got his 2 other parts of the Rotbringer Coven in there as well. So we got the Old Sorcerer for Nurgle from Old Fantasy, and Festus the Leech Lord as well. And then in that battalion, we have Nurglings. So 3 of them there hanging out, going to be giving me some contagion points, hopefully. And then my last and 5th character will be a Lord of Plagues, who will be part of a Galician Command Battalion, I believe it's called. It's where he brings a bodyguard unit along with him. And then speaking of a bodyguard unit, it will be a 5-strong unit of Blight Kings. The rest of my list will be a Galician Veterans Battalion that'll have a reinforced unit of Blight Kings, as well as a regular 5-strong unit of Blight Kings. And then 10 Plague Bearers. I am done. Let's go take a look at the brand new Kharadron Overlords in this 3rd season of Age of Sigmar by the Doctor.
So, my Kharadron Overlords fleet today, it's not an army, of course, it's a fleet.
Naturally.
Will be a Barak Ziflin fleet, so I get an extra engine work, great engine work, sorry. It will be led by the General, an Archnaut Admiral, who is this very cool model that is the Joseph Bugmanson, because he didn't get rules in the book, so he's just my Admiral. He will be a cunning fleet master for ship shenanigans. I also have an Aether Chemist with the traditional spell in a bottle at this point, and it is a Purple Sun, so look forward to that. There is an Aetheric Navigator, and all 3 of them will be joined by 2 units of Archnaut Company in a Warlord Battalion. Then we have an Engine Master in a dirigible suit. My extra artifact from the Warlord Battalion will be Phosphorite Bomblets. So he'll have that, so for some mortal wound goodness, hopefully. And then there is a unit of Engine Riggers, which is reinforced, and those 2 together will be a Galician command, so we can have some fighting after each other. Then I have a unit of Sky Wardens, nothing particularly special about them, other than they're very cool. And then I have my 3 boats for this army, the Archnaut Frigate, which is just as is, with the Sky Cannon, the Archnaut Ironclad, with the Sky Cannon and the Great Engine Work, the Last Word, so if you charge me, I get to shoot my gun at you. And then, last but not least, a Grunstock Gun Hauler with my favourite Great Engine Work, which is Colbeard's Collapsible Cockpit. Compartment, not cockpit. Why did I think it was cockpit? I think it might have been maybe used to, but whatever. My memory's not great. And that's everything in the list. Because of the way Kharadrons work now, my article, my footnote, and my amendment, I choose now, so I'll tell you what they are now, so you don't get surprised. So my article is Master of the Skies. My amendment is trust to your guns, and my footnote is without our ships, we are naught.
Our battle plan today will be the Path of a Champion. This is a mission from the newest General's Handbook here on the second table, if you're curious. We have a search and destroy style deployment. There will be 4 objectives, and we are deploying in the table quarters opposite one another. Each player will have an objective in their own territory, and then there will be the 2 remaining objectives in the unoccupied squares of the battlefield. The special rule for this one will be the leadership forged in battle. So at the start of your hero phase, if you have a champion contesting objectives wholly outside of your territory, you can actually pick 2 battle tactics to complete in that turn instead of only 1. So an ambitious push, which can lead to a pretty solid victory if they work out. As for scoring, it's pretty standard. You get 1 victory point for 1 objective, 1 point for 2 or more objectives, and then 1 victory point if you have more than your opponent, for a total of 3 in that category, or those categories, and then 2 per battle tactic you complete. So you can get up to 4 points a turn for you if you get both your battle tactics. And then grand strategy will be the 3 victory points at the end of the battle if you complete it. Whoever has the most points after 5 turns will complete the Path of a Champion victoriously. To show you on the table a little bit before we deploy, we have a road. And we have buildings on the road, apparently, allegedly, a coaching inn.
Yes.
As well as some shrubs.
It's a coaching inn.
And some rocks and a mill that is a part of a field that is behind the fence that you can't see. But it's there. We got some woods, we got some arcane ruins, and we got this thing. And we got our battle map from gamemat.eu. If you guys are curious where we got it from, it's actually double-sided. The other side is the winter version of it, which is just a lot of snow. So it's hard to tell that it's this map, but I'm pretty sure it's this map, just wintry. And then Games Workshop for all the fences, and then a Tabletop World for this terrain. But it's painted by Adam at Greenleaf. It comes unpainted. Well, the set that we got was unpainted, so maybe they offer a painted variant. I'm not too sure. No promises, though. And Greenleaf terrain for some of the trees here. We're going to go ahead and roll off and pick our sides and everything. But I want to remind anyone who's watching, if you want to come by and play some Age of Sigmar with us here at MiniWarGaming.com, well, David here's a local, but you can go to MiniWarGaming.com/challenge and then talk to us, and we'll come and play some Age of Sigmar, Warhammer 40k. I'll do Old Hammer too, so like old 40k, specifically 2nd edition, as well as Lord of the Rings, Star Wars Legion, you name it, I'll play it. Titanic, because I've got a craving for that as well. We are in Welland, Ontario, which is near Niagara Falls. If you're unfamiliar with that is, well, there is Google.
That was way too many syllables for Niagara Falls.
I know, but it's
like how Toronto shortens the number of syllables depending on how close you live to it.
Exactly.
You've just increased it from Niagara Falls.
Niagara. It's how it's pronounced, I believe, if you were to do it slowly. But we just call it Niagara. So it's just very, yeah, you're right. Well,
Increased syllables on all place names.
Exactly. That's where we're at. So come play war games with us. Depending on the war game you play is how long it'll take before the scheduled game works. 40k is like 3 to 6 months out. Age of Sigmar is yesterday. We need, I don't know why, I don't know where you are, you Age of Sigmar players, but you're watching. I know you are. I see you. I can hear you. Come play war games with me over at MiniWarGaming.com if it's not too much of a hassle. Anyways, you ready to roll off and pick sides?
I am very ready.
Because I want this side. For actually 2 reasons. It is much easier to deploy in because, holy crap, look how cluttered that side is. But also, a 1. That's a
1.
That's a 1?
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
all right. Awesome. That's a reroll then, I guess. 2! 6.
6.
All right. Would you like me to pick a side and deploy first, or would you like to deploy first and pick a side? Doctor.
I'm fine with you deploying first, but I really just want to make you go where you don't want to go.
Aha, so it's up to you. Which side would you won the roll-off, so you get to choose as much misery for me as you want.
I'm going to pick over that.
Fine. Then I will deploy. Well, that means you deploy first over here, and I will be deploying over there. And we're going to be back in a second as I grumble behind the camera because I got to move all my stuff to the... Not only do I have to move my stuff over here, it's a horrible area to deploy in, but at the same time, it would have been kind of painful for you to deploy over there too, so I get it. I really do.
But I got big boats. So
that do fly!
Most of my stuff goes inside the boat, so the boat just has to fit. It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. All right, fine. You're going to be attacking from this vector. I'll be invading from that one.
Yeah.
Happy days. All right, we'll be right back, guys. And we are back, and to no surprise, there are 3 boats on the table with no actual Kharadron Overlords. Well, I mean, they are Kharadron Overlords.
Those are full to the gunnels, those ships.
Yeah, so we got this frigate, it's got dudes in it.
Got dudes in it?
This ironclad's got dudes in it.
Yeah.
And the gun hauler can't have dudes, right?
The gun hauler can have dudes because I took the special artifact. So there are 6 balloon boys in that.
Excellent. All right, so generally, what do we have on these boats here?
So, in the frigate, we have the 8th Chemist and the Unit of Archnaut Company.
Easy.
In the Ironclad, we have the rest of the army. We have the Endrin Master, we have the Admiral, we have the Etheric Navigator.
So
we
3
have
characters.
A unit of Arcanaut Company, and we have the 3 Sky Wardens. Also, if it wasn't clear to everybody, the Admiral is declaring that the Ironclad is his flagship.
Okay.
If that wasn't obvious. And then there's the 6 Endrin Riggers that are in the Gunhauler.
Absolutely. And then that's the middle of the table for the D20, so it's like a little 9-inch radius there of no deploying. That's why nothing's nearby it. I have my reinforced Blight King Brick trying to push towards this objective. It's going to be a pretty kind of clear mission for the Blight Kings here. Not going to worry about too much about trying to push into enemy territory. It's going to be about holding the flanks in the middle to the best of our strength. We have our Plague Bearers deployed on the objective. I like to bring them there for that because they're kind of an annoying unit to deal with. They're not too expensive and they hold the line pretty well. Better than Nurglings would. And the points work out nicely for that. I have Blight Kings, and then this is my Galician Command Battalion with the Lord of Plagues beside it in the woods. And then we have a Rotbringer Sorcerer with them there just in case. I didn't want to trio the Rotbringer Sorcerers. I'd rather just keep 2 of them together. The one with the tome, the one without the tome, and then our General with his reinforced unit, and then our Nurglings are in a hidden infestation. They show up on turn 1 outside of my territory, anywhere on the battlefield. Quite a lot of flexible options for them in this game. They can go over there, over here, or they can go in David's backline as well. As long as they're not in my territory, they're hidden somewhere. So you either make me go first to see where they are, or you go first and fly around and then maybe find out where they are also. But that is pretty much it. You had 3 drops because every time a sky vessel goes down, anything embarked inside of it is just set aside, kind of like Stormcast and Reserve and stuff like that. Do you know who you want to go first?
I believe I will want to go first because I need to get some objectives.
Absolutely fair. All right, so we'll be turn 1 for the Kharadron Overlords, the new Kharadron Overlords. I feel like there's something I wanted to add to it, but I can't quite remember my trees over here. Ooh, I got to roll for my... Technically, you get to see what my Cycle of Corruption is first before you decide who goes first.
Yeah, that'll change my decision.
Yeah. Rolling for my point on the Corruption table, I typically want like a 3. That's a 5. That's a horrible roll. Sorry, guys. I was like looking directly elsewhere when I rolled that. Not ideal. Starting on 5, then turn 2, 3, 4, 5. So missing the key ones over... like, Nostril Revulsion's key, but you want on like turn 3. So you kind of want to land on like the Burgeoning as your first one. Fecund Vigor is like worthless. At least I'll get Unnatural Vitality. That one you don't get to see a lot. Do you still want to go first?
Yes, I do.
That's not going to change your plan at all?
No. Just to fix as well, because I did misread my battle tactic. I apologize, new things. I am not deliberately controlling this objective.
Correct.
Because my battle tactic for turn 1...
Stake a claim.
...is going to be Stake a Claim.
Yes.
So I need you to have more than me.
Which I have 1.
Yeah, which doesn't work if I own that, so... and also, I guess my grand strategy now will be claim the skies at the end of the game. If you don't have any flying behemoths, and I have 1 skyboat left, I get it.
Easy. I forgot to talk about my grand strategy as well. Mine is the generic one, the day is ours. If I have more champions at the end of the game than you do, then I'll complete that as well. Okay. I got 5 durable ones, so hopefully that kind of matters. Now, funny, I just thought about your Stake and Claim thing. I'll stick with my deployment, but in theory, going forward against Kharadron Overlords, you want to deploy off of the objective. So these guys would have deployed back here to not allow you to do it. But I'm more here to show off Kharadron Overlords, the new content they can do, the new stuff they can do. So I'm not too worried about like shenanigans on my end. I'm going to try and win, but the idea here is to show off the cool things that they can do now, effectively. Yes. And then there was one more thing I wanted to talk about. Our champion enhancements. I chose Fueled by Gurish Rage on my general because I actually don't want him to die because he's got a very useful command trait that I like to keep around. So that'll be his. Do you remember what you picked for yours?
I gotta go check it. Leadership of the Alpha, that's what it's called. It's the one where I can do 1 command ability once per game to 3 things.
They'll hit 3 things for 1 command point, which is nice, yeah. Quite good. All right, turn 1 for you then, and we'll see what nonsense you can unravel here. Oh, I also wanted to point out, read carefully the Ironclad and the Frigate, because their fly rule is tucked into the transport vessel rule, and that almost slipped past us. We almost thought that they lost the fly rule, which would have been ridiculous, but not unreasonable, because that's happened there's a few elements for that happen in 40K. Yeah. But it's in the transport vessel rule. It's like this unit can fly and also carries things, but not under they could have just added the fly rule right above it, but whatever. It's there, guys. If you don't find it, they 100% do fly. I got a little scared. So did David. To be using this Bandua MiniWarGames score tracker to keep track of this score. Currently, I'm going second, so I'll be at 3 command points because the generals are alive to David's 2. What do you think for battle tactics and heroic actions?
It's going to be stake a claim because it's the easiest one to do. So.
Right, yeah. There's a good one. So that one is if you control fewer objectives than your opponent.
Yes.
Yeah, and then if you have more than me, you complete it.
Yes.
So, simple as, okay.
Very easy at the start.
I like that.
And then for heroic actions, I'm going to just try and get an extra command point because I don't. Yeah, I don't think I have anything else to do.
All right, well, 4 up it. I'll do the same thing, I suppose. That's a 3.
That's easy.
Mine will not succeed also. I'm going to be knocking these trees over a lot this game. I'm already internally mad at myself a little bit. And to the hero phase proper, we have our Etheric Navigator that is in this Ironclad. Doctor, what is he doing?
He is doing a Read the Winds. So this is where I roll 6 dice, and then I pick an effect. If I get lots of 1s, I can do damage to you. If I get lots of 6s, I can do some movements.
All right, so let's roll those 6d6 up. This is every turn, right?
Yeah, this is every turn. I can do the damage, but nothing's in 30 inches, so...
Oh, so are you looking for only 1s and 6s?
Only 1s and 6s.
Oh. For every roll of a 6, you pick a different sky vessel and they move d3 plus 3 inches because the winds are favorable. And then for each roll of 1, it's like a lightning storm where you control, you zap me, yeah. 30-inch range, some damage, not so bad at all. But that's every turn, that's kind of cool. Yeah. Remember what edition the Ironclad lost? It's like collective of like, raise the flag, close the hatches, drop the bombs. They had a lot of weird hero phase things.
Drop the bombs now. I can fly over you and drop them just normally.
Oh, excellent. Okay, so it had a plethora of hero phase things to do, nothing at all.
It's a lot more straightforward now. It's just that it's the flagship, so it can have command abilities. 1 command ability per turn done on it for free.
Player turn? That's quite good. That's mine as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Neat. That is allegedly it for the hero phase. We're going to go right on to movement. There is other things to do, but they're not like healing, not really relevant right now.
Yeah, no, will become relevant. And also, I have 2 things that heal, and one of them doesn't heal the same way as the other. So,
excellent.
Yeah.
Perfect. So we're going to show you where these all end up. They all have fly. They all move 10, 12, 14 variations, and fly highest at the end of the movement phase now. And there's disengage. It's got a lot of similar, but a lot of like different kind of cool things. So we'll show you where these 3 boats end up, because I assume nothing's popping out.
Probably not this turn. No.
All right, perfect. The frigate flew over just within range of this objective. The Ironclad staying near this objective, and then the gun hauler floating on over here to this objective, to no surprise.
Yes.
They're all generally in these areas. Not going to do any fly highs or anything weird?
No, not yet.
All right, so on to the Kharadron phase, shooting.
Yep.
This has changed. The stats have changed, not significantly, but to a degree.
A little bit, not crazy, but yeah. The cannons are like 2 shots, but I'm pretty sure they were 2 shots before.
Okay.
There might be 1 or 2 extra shots
on a
like,
carbine.
some of the guns and stuff, but the only things that are going to be in range is the cannons and the torpedoes. So.
Gotcha. Where do you want to start?
I guess we'll start over here shooting the only thing that I can shoot, which is those big boys over there.
The big boys, eh? Well, it's kind of tough because I want to put the better save on wherever the big guy goes for, but the big guys, if you're going to play it right, shoots last to like kind of pick on the weakest target. But I don't really want to lose these guys too heavily. So I'm going to... What's the range of their guns?
24 is
okay.
these ones. So
he's
like,
got range here or there.
Basically anything that's within 24 I can shoot.
Okay, I'm going to go for... I'll just all-out defense. Screw it. Is everything going to go into them, I guess?
These 2 are going into there, and then that gun haul is going into whichever one of those units is the one that you can see over there. I think because I think they're 2 separate, right?
There's 2 separate units. You can see both of them. One gets cover, one doesn't currently.
Okay, well I'll shoot the one that doesn't get cover.
Makes sense, yeah. So all-out defense over here then.
Okay.
The big cannon on the frigate, couple shots on 4s.
4s?
4s. Oh, nice
okay.
pair of hits. 2s to wound. And that is 1 wounding hit. That is AP2?
Yes.
AP2 still? Okay, so these are going to be 3-up saves with the all-out defense, 2 of 5-up. I am going to make that 5-up because of all-out defense. I think I may move this just a little bit, but I don't know, maybe not. The Archnaut Company doesn't quite have range, so we're going to move on to the Ironclad right now to try and soften up this.
Because it's the flagship.
Yes.
It's getting all-out attack for free.
Oh, free? Yeah, it can be issued a command ability without it costing a command point, which is nice. Where do you want to put the shots?
They're all going into that big unit.
Even though they have all-out defense? What with that squad over there? They have no defense. I guess they're not as important as these guys, though.
I mean, they'll take the longest to soften.
It's true. It's true.
I can't really concentrate fire yet, so I'm just pot shotting.
All right, cannons first.
No, we'll do torpedoes first. Trace the torpedoes.
Tracer torpedoes.
3s.
Air torpedoes. You could re-roll if you wanted to there.
No, it's only reroll once for trusted air guns.
Oh, I thought it was re-roll a hit roll.
Yeah, it's reroll a hit roll of 1.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, that's the not footnote, but the second one.
Oh, no.
Is that a wound?
1 wound.
With the torpedo, AP 1 or Ren 1?
Yes.
1 or 2. Oh, it's a one. I rolled a 1. That's a hard fail. How much damage?
D3.
Okay, 3. It'll be 3 damage. Not bad.
Big 3.
All I can picture is these guys deflecting torpedoes off their shields and or getting stuck in their gullet and exploding. It's like, ooh, like a little burp. Except for the guy who took 3 damage, he takes all 3.
Yeah, I'm imagining that the torpedoes drop to the grass, and then, like, you know, in the movies where they go through the tops of the waves, and then
oh no!
they're going through the grass.
I just thought they were just going through the air like a missile.
Yeah, just go through the air. I like the idea of going through the grass.
I didn't even think about that. 1 wound left on that guy, and then a cannon or 2 of them. And both hit. Excellent with the all-out attack.
So the all-out attack, and then 2s.
Here's a 1. Nice. So
-2.
5. This one's still -2. Okay, 5 up. That's a save because of all-out defense. We'll have everyone know I just saved myself from D3 plus 3 damage twice.
But these are the opening salvos.
Yeah, exactly. Fair. Nice
so
and
let you
tame.
know that we're here. We're saying hello.
And taste of what's to come. All right, well, that's it for shooting there. We do have this gun hauler. He's got a, I don't know if it's a gray sky cannon, but he's got a sky cannon. Oh, interesting. How are the cannons different here? I like that.
So there's a sky cannon, a heavy sky cannon, and a great sky cannon, and that's D3 plus 1 damage. This
Gotcha.
is D3 plus 2 damage, and this is D3 plus 3 damage. It's almost like it's easy to remember.
Nice. I like it. So these 2 shots, they go into the front squad or the back squad?
The back squad, because that's the one that's now cover.
Correct. Yes. So 4s to hit.
4s.
I got a 4 and a.
It went into coaching in, but it missed.
The coaching. It's a 2, not a 1. All right. And it's a wound. The shot over to there, through the trees into them. 6 up. That's a 4. So cover didn't matter, I suppose. And it's D3 plus 1 damage. So it is not a bad hit. It's 3 damage. And I shake off 1 of them. Off the gut. 2 damage. 2 wounds left. Just like The Simpsons. We got 2 wounds remaining on the guy with 2 swords. We hate guy with 2 swords. Yeah, 2 wounds left there, and that is it, I assume.
Yeah, that's it. There's no charges. That is the opening volleys.
You do get 5 victory points, though.
I do. That was the point.
You're on more objectives, and you got your battle tactic complete.
Yes.
No champions on those objectives, though, so that'll matter for next turn.
Yes, there is.
Oh, wait, because the count is being on it.
There's a champion here, and there's the only one that doesn't have a champion in it is that one.
Excellent. All right, good to know. I am then going to go on to my turn and see what we got going on. Just a little update on the score, 5-0, and 3 command points per player. All right, in my hero phase, lots of things happen. We're going to heal the wounds that were allocated to me earlier, so 3 and 2 for them. That's about it. I'm going to get contagion points. I get 1 for my tree. I get 3 for my territory plus 1 because there's no enemies here, so I get 5 in total. And for the Filth Bringers, I have to choose one of my wizards to get +1 to cast, and then a further +1 to cast for every other member of the coven nearby them. So I'm going to choose the one with the Arcane Tome. We'll get +2 to cast. And that is about it there. I'm going to choose battle tactic. That's tough, actually, for battle tactics because I can't do cutting maneuver because I won't have enough models to take that objective away from the frigate because they're currently 17 because the frigates are 5. All the boats are 5 now.
The little boat is not.
Oh, so the ironclad the frigates are.
Yes, they're 5.
Is the little boat 2? Oh, because
the little boat's just 1, I guess.
Oh, it's a model with a wound characteristic of more than 5.
So it would be 2.
2, yeah, or something. It's like 5 or more, I believe. Yeah. So he'll count as 2. He's got some guys on it, but my army over here is a little too far to get to it. And if every single one of these models gets on that objective, it would be 10 for the unit plus 1 for the champion. That's 11. And then up to, so it'd be 17, but I wouldn't take the objective because you also have 17, and I wouldn't be able to charge you to make it any different. Unless I was to kill a guy.
You can target the guys on there if you have a shooting attack.
I do have some shooting attacks, so it means I cannot run, but the spell might be able to do some mortal wounds to them.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's possible. Okay. That's the only battle tactic I can achieve right now is cunning maneuver. I pick one of my champions that is not within 3 of an objective or within 3 of an enemy, and then he will be contesting the objective I control at the end of the turn. As long as he's not within 3 of an enemy. So they're all going to run forward, but they have to all run really far. But I literally can't do any other battle tactics, so I'm going to try it now. And then the rest hopefully are doable. I either make the decision to try it now and risk it. I think there's a little bit too much room for failure. So I'm gonna botch it. I'm gonna throw away a battle tactic and save the cunning maneuver for something I can do on turn 2, 3, 4, or 5. I think that's the safer bet. For that, my battle tactic will be the droning. If I have a different rot fly unit in every battlefield corner, every table quarter. I complete it. So it's not going to happen. But I at least can pick it. Yes. And then what would you... My heroic action is going to be... I can do 2 with this guy, technically, because I'm going second in the battle rounds. And he's a champion, but I don't think there's anything he really wants to do. So I'm going to do leadership and call it a day. I got it on a 5, and that's going to go on my general, I guess. You want to do a willpower?
Heroic willpower on my Aether Chemist. It doesn't really matter which hero I pick. I'm all within 30.
You're all within 30.
He feels like he should do it.
Absolutely. Okay, well, I am going to... Oh, I should probably go over my spells. This guy has the Gift of Disease, so that's the one where you send out a wave of disease. And then this one over here knows Blades of Putrefaction, so they trigger the disease things on 5s and 6s, which I'm still iffy on that one. It's like, whatever, it's okay. There's a couple of ones I want to get. And then I never know the third one. I have such a hard time deciding, because they're all kind of like weirdly bad, but serve great utility, but it's so situational. But you have to pick them before you know what's going on, so I'm always iffy on them. So it's always between 2 spells. So it's typically Plague Squall, or no, sorry, Cloying Quagmire, but I've never been able to use it to an effect. So unfortunately, it's going to be, I'm going to try Plague Squall this time. So it's cast on a 6, then I roll 7 dice. For every 6, I pick a unit I can see, and they just get a disease marker. So it just starts spreading the disease nice and early from across the table. Because I usually have turn 1 spells I don't cast, so that's a nice turn 1 spell just to start getting some diseases ramped up, I believe. And then the rest are typically bolts and shields. Our big caster right now, though, is going to attempt to cast it's tough, because I think I want the Shards of Valagar, I believe, are the ones I want right now. So it's the endless spell. He gets +2 to cast currently. So I'll roll a 10 on that cast. Starting over here,
you have the Etheric Navigator.
He has a built-in Unbind or Dispel. Nope. So that will be the Shards out. Conjure the Shards, wholly within 18 of himself, both pieces, and then within 12 of one another. And then they're predatory, but the way their predatory works is one piece of the spell gets removed and placed wholly within 12 of the other piece. They kind of leapfrog around each other. But more importantly, it spreads disease pretty rampantly. His second spell, I don't know if I'm going to need the Cloying Quagmire currently. Not Cloying Quagmire, sorry, the Gifts of Disease, because I got the Endless Spell out there that's pretty good at doing it as well. Mystic Shield's probably going to be a little bit... How many units are in that boat?
2 units, 10 guys.
So the boat and the 2 units, okay. So it had 3 disease markers ramping up on them. Mystic Shield could be pretty clutch. Gross. Mystic Shield's boring, but good. I'm just going to go with Mystic Shield. A little safe and baby play. So +2 to cast, it's a 7. That'll go on the big brick there to try and keep him a little bit more durable to stack some saves. And then we're going to go with our other caster here, who will cast the other endless spell, or at least attempt to. 7 to cast, which does work. I believe the Geminis are a 6 or a 5. And then this is your willpower. No, so I get the Geminids as well. I'll set them up there. The last spell will be the Squall from our sorcerer down here. I believe it's cast on a 6, definitely on a 9. Now I roll 7 dice for every 6. I could pick a unit to get diseased. And I get 3. See the boat over there? There's too many trees in the way, so I can only really see the contents of the boats in there. There's an Arcanaut Company or Sky Wardens in there?
The Sky Wardens, Arcanauts, and then 3 heroes.
I'll do Arcanaut Company, Sky Wardens, and there's no point in putting things that can get hurt. I'll put it on the unit of Sky Wardens in there, I suppose.
You mean the Arcanauts?
The Arcanauts, sorry, the Arcanauts. So Arcanaut, Sky Wardens. Yeah. We'll see how much damage I can end up doing throughout the course of this game, because I can add up to a lot. I could be technically like 10 more wounds if I roll perfectly on each of those units now for the rest of the game, but we shall see. That is the end of my casting, which means these both get to move. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have, if you could move that one. Oh, let me double check actually the ranges on this. So I'm going to put it right here, and it's not going to affect the boat. It won't, like, I should put it right around here. It's weird, because you have to do the shortest point to the shortest point and have the line cross over the model. I'll just put it there, so it's going to be wholly within 12 of that spell there, and then the line will go through it. The line won't matter so much because you can still fly high, but what's most important is at the start of the move phase, everything inside of the boat's within 3 of this, and they're all diseased. Because the endless spells I summoned with my Rotbringer sorcerers are contagious endless spells, and they give up more disease markers. And that means the boat will get diseased. It starts to rust and corrode. And then the chemist gets marked, and so does the Arcanaut Company, has 2 disease marks on him now. These Gem Ninjas are going to move 6 towards the middle. I'm not really too sure what I want to do with them, but they're going to spread disease later. Okay, that is it. We're going to go on to movement. I am going to run our Blight Kings. The sad part is I can't really go far. Okay, well, they only rolled a 1. That means the other guys are only going to go their minimum as well. So wherever they end up, I'm going to show you. The characters are going to end up in the exact same spot, just right behind them, because I can't risk them getting shot. They're just going to end up there. I ran the other characters, but they weren't going to go more than 1 anyways, so they're happy there. We're going to go ahead and run both of these squads over here. At the doubles would be nice. I'm going to at the double that squad back there, but I'm going to do them later. This squad up front, I need the Lord of Plagues is nearby them. So they're going to go 3. I will... Do I go the full distance with those dummies? No. I'm only going to go... I'll go just 5 inches, I guess. Boo. No, I'll go the full. I'm going to have one guy linger behind. I'm going to run our Lord of Plagues. Good enough to get to that guy. Okay, so we're going to end up there. We're going to at the double the squad there, so we're going to move 10. Then we're going to run the Sorcerer behind. Oh, an extra 6. Nice. Where they all end up. That's honestly my turn. That's to no real surprise. So I don't get my battle tactic. I'm only on one of the objectives. But I did start to disease things. Oh, all of they get diseased up again because of the combat phase. So I won't worry about ticking it all up, but they're all 1 higher than what they are. So I'm going to roll for some disease points here. On the Ironclad, I believe only the Company and the Sky Wardens, which are over there, I believe, right? Yeah. So the Company are going to suffer no mortal wounds and go back down to 1 disease point.
This is on the Ironclad unit first, right?
Yeah, just that Company there.
And then there's the Sky Wardens on here too.
The Sky Wardens are on there? Gotcha. Okay. They will suffer 1 mortal wound, but I believe they have 2 wounds?
They have 2 wounds.
Yeah, okay, so there's 1 wound on a Sky Warden. Frigate would actually be at 2 disease points, and it'll suffer 1 mortal wound and go back down to 1. And then I believe the Arcanaut Company will have 3 on them, and they're going to suffer 2 mortal wounds and go back down to 1. The character on there should be 2, and he takes a mortal wound and goes back down to 1. The frigate will have 14 remaining wounds, and then the content is 1 company died, and the character took a wound as well. So that is where that ends. I get 1 whole victory point, so the score is 5-1. It's a good start for the Kharadron Overlords, but I'm not really ever going to catch them. The only thing I could do is just throw diseases at them and hopefully get points later on in the game and deny you from getting some. You ready for the priority roll?
I think I am.
All right.
I gotta get a dice though.
I am going to roll a 6. Fascinating.
I also didn't do my move.
Oh, by all means, go ahead and do your move.
But,
I also forgot my Nurglings. My gosh. Okay, the Nurglings were going to go just actually in your territory to corrupt it. They're just going to the far back corner. Doesn't change anything. I'll commit them there, though.
Yeah, okay.
My gosh, I could have done Desecrate their land. So the Nurglings have to show up on turn 1 or are also destroyed. So I'll put them there. I completely boned out on Desecrate their land, but that's okay. They're going to show up over here. And more than 9 away from the Ironclad. Definitely not going to charge it because that would be a suicide. But these trees had a hidden infestation of Nurglings in them, which will help me get contagion points later. And but I could have desecrated their land. That's okay. Maybe later I'll do it. There was a rule that the command trait where the boat can move if it doesn't have anything within 12 of it, but the Nurglings kind of prevent that. Otherwise, gosh, what'd you get for higher?
I didn't actually roll.
Oh, I didn't roll?
This happened.
It's true. A 5, eh? Like nothing bad would happen if I got just to fight the guys on the boat a little bit, do more disease points and stuff, and actually get some victory points and not get I get into another position to heal and everything as well. Heal up that damage I took. I think I'll take it and probably not do a whole lot with it. I'm just going to move around a little bit. I'm just going to wiggle and just actually get more than 1 victory point this turn, and probably perform a cunning maneuver and all that fun stuff. Yep. So it's going to be. I'll be honest, guys, my turn's going to be the exact same as the first one. Not very exciting, but I'll get more points, I hope. I'll go for it. I don't think it's not going to be too rough for the Kharadrons to deal with, but I kind of needed to get some points before you accumulate more points. That's the game I'm trying to play here. So I'll take the double turn there. It will allow you to... I guess it doesn't really matter, because if you dispel this on your turn, I can cast it again on my turn, but it's going to allow David to dispel the endless spell, and I won't be able to recast it. But it is what it is. So we turn to Maggotkin, and our cycle of corruption ticks up a level. We rampant disease. The great interactive mechanic. All my disease points work on 3s instead of 4, so they'll do mortal wounds on 3 pluses instead of 4 pluses. We'll see how much that actually matters when I come to roll them at the end of my turn. Otherwise, this is where we're at. So currently 5-1 for victory points. I'll be at 13 contagion points in a second here, because I'm going to be gaining 8, and 3-2 command points. Contagion points, 1 will be coming from my tree. I'll be gaining 4 from my territory, and the Nurglings are going to be giving me 3 more. So that's 8, putting me at 13. And we're going to pick this to be our focused wizard for the Coven, so he'll get +2 to cast for the assist nearby. And our heroic action, because I'm not going second, I won't get to do 2 of them. I'm just going to do leadership again because I don't suspect I need anything else. That'll work. It'll be on my general. I'm going second in the battle round, so you can do 2 actions with 1 champion.
So I'm going to do my Aether Chemist, and I'm going to do Heroic Willpower and Heroic Recovery to get rid of the disease.
What's his bravery?
His bravery is 7.
All right, let's see what you get here. So you roll a 5. Good enough.
It's going to be 5, but I'll check anyway.
Then roll me the D3 for how much you heal, because for every point you heal, you can remove a disease point instead. So if you roll like a 3 up, so you can heal.
2. I heal my wound and I get rid of disease.
That's most. Yeah, so he's fully back. He's good to go where he is. And then you go ahead and roll the dispel now. It's 5 to cast normally, so looking for a 6. 4. I'm sorry. So that's really unfortunate. That means more disease marks. This guy's going to heal to 3, and then the other one is going to heal to full. And we are going to then proceed to casting some spells. And David would like to also attempt to dispel with your navigator, who just inherently has the ability to.
If I don't do it now, I'm very...
Reroll. It's cocked. That's a 2. You need to roll. Wait, what was the facing on that die before it was cocked, or was it like so unreadable?
It was between 3 and 5.
Did it look more like a 5 to you?
Well, from my angle, yes.
Okay.
It was like this, right? Because it rolled it into the wall, so it was like...
All right, I'll leave it up to. Would you like to keep the 5? Because I don't mind at all.
It's up to you.
Up to me? You can't do that.
I'm going to put it on you.
Why me?
Because it's whether or not it's pity or not.
I do feel pity. 2
6 pluses fail.
2 failed dispels. Let me go ask. I'll go ask Josh. He's a good.
He's gonna. Well, that's easy. Okay.
So you don't get it. All right. So I need an unbiased opinion for the poor doctor here. He's had a pair of horrible die rolls here. He's trying to dispel an endless spell. He needs to roll a 6 up, and he failed the first one.
On 1 die?
No, on 2 dice. He rolled like a 4 on the first one.
Okay.
And then the second one he rolled, it was like pretty cocked, but it was like it looked to me like a 3. I'm like, oh, re-roll it, because I thought he was gonna fail it. And so I'm like, oh, do the reroll. Then he rerolled into a 1. And then I'm like, oh, maybe his side had a 5. So he might have dispelled it. And I'm like, you know what, you can keep that 5 if you want. And I'm like, I feel some big pity for him right now. It's a new book. He's having a rough time. Do we give him the reroll?
You know what? I think at this point, if it's not clear, then
just keep the 5?
How is he? He was supposed to be the unbiased opinion and go against me.
Well, why would he be unbiased? He's going to go against
the doctor.
I think we let him keep the dispel. I think so. Yeah.
Dispel.
All right.
Pity dispel.
All right. Why don't I'm okay with the pity dispel. We can get rid of this. It means you won't be able to get rid of any of my other magic because he is using up his.
But it means you can't put that again, so I will be able to redeploy when it comes to it.
Correct. I only mostly feel that because when I was looking at the die from my angle, it was a 3. I'm like, oh, he failed. I'll let you reroll it because it's cocked. But it was behind the wall. And then on his side, it was a 5. Which I would have totally let him keep, but I already called out re-roll it. So we're okay for the pity dispel. You try twice. We're trying to show up the new book here, guys. We don't want to hamper them too much. Let's get rid of these spells.
I should have dispelled it with 2 people, right?
Yeah, right. Let's. Now we're playing a game of averages. Out of context, laugh, but it's good. We'll get there when we get there. We're gonna go ahead and cast these actual. My battle tactic, I said it off camera. It's gonna be cunning maneuver. I'm going to pick a character that's not within range of an objective. It's going to then end in range of an objective that I control, that the enemy... You know what? I'll just go for Desecrate Their Land. I'll just do it now while I can. So I'll just Desecrate Their Lands while I still have Nurglings. And I'll save Cunning Maneuver for later. Anyways, spellcasting. Let's start with the big guy there who can cast a couple spells at +2 to cast. We're going to go Gift of Disease. Bloop. We got it with a 9. And that's going to hit... Ooh, the Ironclad is tempting because it's quite... How many units are on the Ironclad? He's going to send a... I specifically really remember playing a game. I don't know if it was against the Doctor here or not, where something like this happened. I hit an Ironclad with a Gift of Disease, and like everything got corrupted, and it felt so good. It's like I picture like a wave of disease crashing over it onto the hull and everything. Yeah. Gets inside of it and everything. They're all sick now. These are the contents. So the dirigible suit, the Admiral, the Navigator, the Archonauts are on 2 because they had one before, and same with the Sky Wardens, who are wounded. They have to go see a doctor. The second spell is going to be a much less exciting Mystic Shield at +2 to cast, so we got a 7. The other one might have been an 8 to cast too, but I may have called a 9. So they're going to get Mystic Shielded, then this guy's going to cast Blades of Putrefaction. That is a... Is that even needed? What else can I do? Arcane Bolt? No, whatever. Blades of Putrefaction on them. And then this guy's going to call for a squall again to try and do the same thing. More disease. That's a fail. All right, we're done. No more magic there. These guys are going to move, I guess. They're 6. They don't do anything. They're not able to get within 3 inches of any enemy units. So I think we're on to movement phase. I'm going to laughingly roll my... my general is going to run and at the double himself with his heroic leadership to move 10. He's going to end up right there with the at the double. Would you like to...
Nope.
So the whole debacle for the dispelling the shards of Alagar there were so that you could redeploy like this direction because the shards were blocking you, and then afterwards we dispelled them. Like I got the overpowering stench on him, so he makes it so things can't issue or receive commands while they're within 7 of them. So no redeploying allowed when he runs up to them, or fly high or disengage. That's true. Perhaps Maggotkin was a bad idea to showcase the Kharadron Overlords. Maybe I shouldn't have taken... It was like a list I just had built, and I had 3 lists under my table, and they're all like... I should have done Night Haunt, really. So Night Haunt was one of them. Maggotkin was one, and so was Slaves to Darkness. I didn't want to do Slaves to Darkness because I think they're just straight up busted.
I don't think they're as bad once you have high rend.
But they save stack way worse than these guys do. Yeah. They're like 1-up saves constantly, and then they're even harder to deal with in melee. But if anything was to do well against them, it'd be a shooting army, but it's hard to get through that 2-up save. Or 1-up in some cases. So I figured that's going to be kind of boring. These guys at least have a worse save, but they have the feel no pain. And maybe it'll be, and they're slow, so maybe we could show off like the maneuverability. Then I forgot, oh yeah, overpowering stench. But that's only for over there. These guys are still good to go. Absolutely fine, totally cool. Nothing bad's going to happen at all. Then we're going to run the 2 characters in the back there. Because we'll go with the guy with the book. He'll go 4. He's going to move up and around. And then the other guy will go 1 less. Both going to end up there. We're not going to move these lads. And then we are going to move both of these units. Now you can redeploy on this side, so that'll be a thing. Mind, there's no character. They don't order themselves, eh?
The ships can give themselves the special Kharadron abilities, but that's it.
Oh, like the disengage, fly high.
Yeah. And
things like that. Gotcha. Okay. Both of them move forward. You said there's something you could do?
I could get my guys out. I just don't...
Probably not. Oh, they're engine riggers. They have like cool saws that do things.
Yeah, but I won't be striking first.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Because it's not a frigate. Only the frigate has the strike first thing. And I can't redeploy. So the only thing I could do is try and block you, but right. I don't think it's worth it because I think the charge is far enough that... It
is kind of difficult. It's over 8 in both cases.
So I should be okay.
Right.
And the only thing I could do would make your charge easier.
Yes. And I am at 10 points less, which means I get my Bloodthirsty Triumph. I didn't mention that. That is just a reroll charge for the Maggotkin here. This guy's going to run 2. That guy's going to run 6. Nice. Well, he's just going to... I don't have to measure that. He's just going to go right here. So I don't really plan on charging too much. Very slow, meticulous approach. Okay, that's it. I'm going to see if that guy can shoot. He ran, but he has an ability to pass a shooting attack off to another Maggotkin model within range. We're going to go ahead and, in the start of the shooting phase, the Munificent Bounties. Oh, if I shoot you, can you shoot me back?
I do not have that ability.
We vaguely mentioned that off camera before the game. I'm like, that's kind of cool. I just want to shoot you. Which is nice because then you don't get shot at. But then you said that was an upgrade that you didn't take. Yes. That's right. Okay. So we're using Munificent Bounties. He himself cannot shoot because he advanced or ran. But he's going to give it to that Blight King model with the Toxin, and he's going to shoot the Munificent Bounties, though, because it's or the Thrice Ripened Death's Heads. The ability to give the Thrice Ripened Death's Heads to another Maggotkin model is a ability called Munificent Bounties. Now I'm going to target the Arcanaut Company. I suppose it'll be -1 to hit them, and they're going to have cover. But I get an attack. My attacks on this are equal to the amount of models in the unit, up to a maximum of 7. So it'll just be 7 shots. It's going to be 4s to hit because of the garrison that they're in. That's a disease point. It works on ranged attacks. And 3s to wound at rend of 1, but you have cover. So back to your regular save. You just do 1 damage. And that's it. We're going to go on to charging. The one I care the most about is these Blight Kings declaring a charge against the big boat. I don't know what the charge is. I'm going to roll 2d6. I'm going to get a 7. It's Nurgle's number. And well, if we're arranged to shoot the gun, we're probably arranged to charge. I'm going to charge in like this. The wounded guy is going to charge forward, and the rest of the units in the back here run this way because I got to keep my characters within 1 inch. So I'm not going to commit all of my attacks over here, but it will be important to note because I don't want to get shot by the shooting army because the shooting army will put me down. Oh, right. Well, that is it for the charge there. Now, there's no defensive bombs on the frigates, only on the ironclads, and then the chemist's ability doesn't work while he's embarked. I'm kind of going through the talking out loud here. He has if you charge the chemist or near the chemist, anything that charges that unit is -1 to hit because he kind of showers them in chemicals.
Yeah.
I suppose. Yeah. Oh gosh. Okay, we're gonna go over here. Okay, we'll see the command ability later, I'm sure, with the Ironclad. But the overpowering stench, I will. If I'm gonna be transparent, guys, I actually regret taking it. It was just, it's like an auto take for Maggotkin, and I didn't even think about
all of my abilities to command abilities.
I didn't think of the ramifications of it. I almost want to swap it, but that might scuff the game up a little bit.
No, don't swap it. It's basically like, so I can, my ability to get my guys out and fight is a command ability.
Yeah.
My ability to fly away from you is a command ability. My ability to disengage and shoot is a command ability. So it's like, all of the ships have to have command abilities.
Yeah. Okay. Well, take this battle report. If it goes south, guys, take it with a grain of salt because I had an unintentional, pretty hard counter on the list. Just because it was just.
But good news for Kharadron players, like everything's cool and uses command abilities.
Everything's cool and uses command abilities. You order your ships, they do things.
Yes.
And
the ships can order themselves. That's what's really cool about
that's
it.
the thing to take away from it because that's the kind of stuff I want to see. It kind of reminds me of like that was my biggest attraction of the Bone Reapers in the 2nd edition, like the professional army just ordering different stances and stuff like that. That was kind of cool. I'm very excited to see what they do in the next edition. Now, thinking about it, not excited to fight Maggotkin with my Bone Reapers when the new book comes out because we all know Overpowering Stench is still going to exist when that comes out.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a couple other charges over here. We'll start with this unit charging. They're going to roll a 5. Probably not going to use Bloodthirster. I'm just probably going to hang out here mostly. Because you got quite a bit of models on the objective. I have effectively like 1 model. They're okay to fail it. I want this unit to charge because if they make it, both my characters are still within 1 inch of a battle line unit for protection. So they can go ahead and try the charge. At 11, almost assuredly they'll make it in. Okay, well they're gonna move up over there, and that will be about it. And there's the Endrin Riggers are on there, eh?
Yes.
Guess what? They're the most devastating, so I kind of have to fight here first. So I will. I don't think I'm doing anything. There's no monsters. I'm going to put all their attacks, and these are veterans. These ones are not. These are part of the command because they're near this guy. They're going to do all of their attacks into the Riggers, I guess. I am going to have to all-out attack to counteract your -1 to hit. And I assume you're going to all-out defense.
Yes, to counteract your -1 rend, which would ignore my...
Correct.
My current +1 save.
Yes.
So I still have +1 save.
You can, yeah, what's your base save? 4 up to a 3 up?
3 up, I think, on these saves.
Okay. So they have 25 attacks on 3s after everything is said and done. It's going to be 3 disease points on the unit. 3s to wound. I'm going to roll over here where I can actually reach the dice. Pretty good roll. That's Rend 1, but you have +2 to your save currently, so in the end, +1 to your save. So 5, 10, 13 wounds. 13 3 pluses.
Roll amazingly.
That's not bad.
2 die.
You get a couple more damage in here as well.
Well, yeah, so
Oh, that's the 2. Sorry, the 2 wounds
so
each, of course.
2 die.
There's 4 remaining. I'm going to move on to this side of the battlefield and strike with something on the frigate or the frigate itself.
We're talking with the Archnaut Company because, well, none of the things here have good melee.
Is there any rend on their attacks?
The Skyhook does.
Rend 1?
Yeah.
All right. I'm not going to bother with all the defense. I already have Mystic Shield active.
Ready?
Yes, sir.
Cutters. These are 4s and 4s.
Okay, good start. 3 hits. And here's the follow-up.
Nothing.
I love your stupid little ones. I think it's so disappointing to see.
Sky butts.
Hey, nice. Oh, the butts are they're bad. Yeah, they're not whatever.
5s. Oh, a wound.
Got 1 wound. Might as well go ahead and do the pike. I'll just do them all in one pool. Yep.
3s and 3s.
Hey.
I wish I got something on 6s. 1. The minus. No, you don't care. But this is 2 damage. So you got 1 on 1 damage and 1 on 2 damage.
Gotcha. So the 1 on 1 damage, I do get a 3 up save against because there's no rend. We're good. And then the 4 up save against the rend. Okay, it gets through. 2 damage.
2 damage.
And we only take 1. Okay, I am going to go ahead and fight over here then with my Maggotkin. I'm not going to pile in too much because they can't really pile in because they got to protect the characters. But these guys can shift over a little bit and get 1 more guy fighting. Okay, so we're going to get 7 of them fighting, keeping the coherency for these guys solid back there and protecting the characters. So it'll be I said 7? So it'll be a casual 35 attacks. I want to point out what's in the boat. Right there is the chemist, and he's got the spell in the bottle who hasn't had. He didn't obviously want to do it turn 1 because it wouldn't do anything.
Yeah.
So saving it for turn 2 or 3, and I could put all 35 attacks into the chemist because of how garrison rules work. Have some fun and keep the chemist with that purple sun. They changed spell in a bottle to be a lot more reasonable, and more fun to bring as well.
It goes wild immediately.
Exactly, yeah. You can't take a faction-specific spell, so only the generic ones that everyone has access to, and then it immediately becomes wild. But you get to control its initial placement and then, like, boat off, essentially, yeah. So you can say, here's a spell, bye-bye, because you can unleash it and then fly high in the movement phase. So that's quite fun. Okay, anyways, I'm going to put all 35 attacks into the boat, because why not? Here is 25 out of the 35 attacks. And these are 5s to trigger the disease points. All right, what's your max disease? And 3s to wound. I effectively misdeployed the... I was supposed to put the Blades of Putrefaction guy where the Plague Squall guy was, but I kind of forgot. Because like you don't need Putrefaction on the 10-man squad of Blight Kings because they're always going to max the disease points on their basic 6s, so it's kind of a dead spell, but he's still useful over there for his own reasons. Anyways, that many wounds so far, and I have 10 wounds so far. I have 10 more dice to roll. All right, the other attacks. Hey, more disease. Look at that. So glad I did Blades of Putrefaction. And 3s. All right, so we have 15 total saves at Rend 1. Okay, we're just going to do some pretty potentially big damage. Okay, we do some damage.
That was a 1.
That was a 1? All right, cool.
So 7.
Hey, exactly half. Nice. So he's got 7 remaining wounds and 7 disease markers. They don't actually lose that much when they degrade now, which is pleasant. Boarding attacks, bombing stuff when they pass over things.
And ramming.
And ramming.
Because they can ram you now. If I get to charge, you know, the thing I didn't do.
But the nice thing is they don't lose movement.
No, they don't lose movement now.
And they keep their hitting skill, essentially. They're just as effective with their cannon. They already hit on 4, so it's already bad enough. Okay, well, that is it for my attacks. I am done. You get to just retaliate with everything else. All right.
So the boarding attacks have been reduced down to 5, and the Aether Chemist, I'm going to add to this because everything is 4s and 4s, and it's 1 damage, no rend. So,
excellent.
So the Aether Chemist is going to slap you along with the crew. And 4s. 2.
Okay. 2 saves. Ooh, make 1, fail 1. Resilience. We take a damage. 1 damage. Realizing now I got a little lucky because these 2 models should have been swapped on the pylon, but or the charge even. But this is where we end up. So if that guy died, I would have had to lose one more guy to coherency there. And we're moving to the other side of the table here. We got the Endrin Riggers fighting against the Blight Kings.
3s and 3s.
Yeah, these guys are quite good in melee. Oh, only a couple misses too. Not bad. 3s to wound.
3s, and this is -2.
There we go. 4 of them. 6 up saves. Make 1, fail 3. 2 damage or D3 each?
D3.
So 3 D3 damage. Ooh, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Girl's number, baby. We love it. We take. That kills 1 and wounds another. I'm going to lose you, I suppose. And boom. There we go. Gunhauler, his boarding hatches or whatever.
4s and 4s.
Nice. Not surprised. Open and close the doors. Let's go. We got 1. No rend. That'll be a 4-up saving throw. We are okay to go. That will be it in general, I think. We already threw the chemist in. That's right. And everything else is on the Ironclad. Okay, so end of the combat phase. They're going to muscle through this squad and so the other Blight Kings because they're technically like fighting on the boat, I think. I don't know. It's hard to say, but they have a rule called Relentless Attackers. I pick a unit within 3 inches of them. I roll a die for every Blight King within 3 inches of that unit, of the unit that I picked. And every roll over their wounds characteristic is a mortal wound as they just keep pushing through. I'm going to choose the Riggers inside. I'm going to roll 1 mortal wound. To the Ironclad, I'm going to pick the Arcanon Company. I'm going to roll 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 models within 3 inches. And then, are they 1 wound each still?
Yes.
Okay, so everything over 1, they take a mortal wound. Totally, legitimately fine. That's 5 Arcanon Company die. Okay, and then we take up disease points everywhere. Most everything's, so that boat's at 7, it's already maxed out. Does mean the Chemist and the Arcanon Company will go up in disease. The Chemist is diseased again after his heal. The Endrin Riggers will go up to 4 marks. They're on the Gunhauler, who gets a mark as well. And then we're on to the start of the Battle Shock phase. We're going to roll for those disease points, and they're going to trigger on 3s because of my Cycle of Corruption. Right, Gunhauler on 3-ups. No, sorry, the guys inside on 3-ups because there's 4 of them. So 2 mortal wounds on the Riggers. And then the Gunhauler suffers a mortal wound. 9 wounds left. Oh gosh, okay. Let's go to
7 on the frigate.
Yep. Well, I'd have to roll perfectly to kill him, but I could do some. I can rust him up pretty bad here. So we're gonna roll 7 of them. He's gonna take only 4. So he's got 3 remaining wounds. The Aether Chemist inside will suffer a mortal wound. And then how many? There's 3 on the Arcanauts.
3 on the Arcanauts.
And how many are left?
2.
All right, they're gonna probably die. Okay, they succumb to disease. They cough up their lungs, fall off the deck, and die. That's not all. Our Ironclad here is diseased as well. It got hit by the spell earlier, so the Ironclad itself will take a mortal wound. And then the Admiral, is fine. The dirigible suit guy, I can't remember what he's called. He's fine. Endrin Master is what his called. We have the Wardens who have a disease marker on. They actually had 2 because they were diseased before. 1 mortal wound on them. Lastly, the company inside. Oh, they're okay. All right, and then we're on to Battle Shocks. We just have the Archnaut Company are fine because they didn't take anything.
It's just the Endrin Riggers and the Skywardens. So
We'll do Skywardens first. That's one guy.
one guy. So they're bravery 7, so they can't fail.
Oh, okay, what are the Riggers? 7 as well?
They're 7, so -3, so they're
5 up, they're going to run? Yep. 1, they're good. Excellent. Oh, I have the musician on the Riggers over there.
So I have to reroll.
Thank you, I forgot. Aha, 1 and 1.
It has to reroll 1. So
No. Okay, that's from the musician there, and then...
Yeah, so for everyone keeping track at home, every single unit in my army has disease.
Really?
There was literally not a single unit that had disease.
It's that spell. I love that stupid spell so
Because it
much.
put it on half of my army.
The stupid boat is
Yeah.
it's a wave of disease. My favorite thing in all of this edition of Sigmar so far was the last time I played. I swear it must have been you.
I mean, it might very well have been. It just would have been a very long time.
It was a while ago. It was quite a while ago. But it was 3rd edition.
Yeah, so it couldn't have been me.
So it must have been a guest. But you know, it was Trevor. I think it was Trevor.
Okay.
With his Kharadron Overlords, I hit him with the gift of disease on his Ironclad because, of course, his Ironclad was loaded up with guys.
Yeah.
And it was just so iconic. The whole crew sick.
Every single thing on my army currently has disease.
Okay, well, for scoring, I don't get this objective because I believe you still have. You got 2 on the boat and 5 guys worth. I have 5 guys. I have only 4 guys worth because these guys aren't within range. So you still have this objective, but I'll be on this objective and that objective, which will be 2 points. And I got my battle tactic for another 2. This is current score. I like to keep track by battle round for the score. That way I kind of remember how poorly I did. So turn 1 I got 1, turn 2 I got 4. Still just as good as David's turn 1. Current new command points, 3 to 2. And that's my contagion points if anyone's curious. All right, Doctor, what's the battle tactic?
Blast into smithereens. I pick an objective and I have to make sure that has enemies within 12 inches, and I have to make sure there's no enemies within 12 inches of it at the end of the turn.
Which objective is it going to be? Is it? All right, fair. All right, what are you thinking for action?
Command. Heroic command.
All right, so one guy can do 2 of them because you're going second.
Ooh, so I guess he might as well heal himself.
Did you do 2 on my turn, or was it the turn before that?
I did 2 last turn.
That should have been now, technically.
So I couldn't have done it. I couldn't heroic recovered.
But it didn't matter because the willpower failed anyway, so we'll just say you recovered anyways.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. That's an easy fix to that.
Okay,
it literally changes nothing.
So he would do it now.
Correct. The Endrin Master or the Admiral?
The Admiral.
Okay, yeah,
So
fair.
he'll get the CB, gets command point, he gets
He
command
does.
point, and he heals.
Absolutely. How many? Oh, he doesn't have any
He
wounds
doesn't
on
have
him.
any damage,
It
so
doesn't
he
matter.
just
Yeah.
gets rid of it.
He coughs up the last bit of his disease, and he's like, "Oh, I'm good to go." Suppose I will go for a action on my general over here. Leadership, I mean. We're good. Nothing. We're gonna do the. Oh, do you want to dispel these first before the Navigator?
Well, I mean, he'll do them at the same time, but sure.
Yeah, you might as well.
So let's see if we get rid of them.
That is a double 1. Man, those dice.
I explode.
They're my spells. They
Now
still
we'll do
exist.
his weather. How's the weather doing? His weather report.
Weather.
I'm going to pick the one that does damage to you.
Okay.
I only get 1, so 1 unit within 30 inches of me takes D3 mortal wounds. I'm going to pick the... I know it doesn't matter in this game at this point, but I'm picking him out of spite.
Oh, but you could do damage to them and break my coherency.
No. How would you pick who takes the mortal wounds?
Oh, this guy here's on 1 wound. He has to take them. I screwed up on the charge.
Oh, and then that would make him go.
If they don't take any more damage, right, yeah. But he's my champion, so it kind of sucks that he would die, but it is what it is.
Okay.
I'm going to pick these guys. Does that?
Fine, but no, I want the lightning bolt to come down, and there's a sound from like the dwarf gods of Grungni. It's like, this was meant for you. 1.
A singular mortal wound. I do not resist it. I instead fall over dead. Bloop. I guess, okay, you know what? I don't want to bait you out of that. It all depends, because I can redeploy and fix them if you back up and stuff, too. It depends on like where you end up
back
moving.
up.
You can't like just move?
Well, no, I mean, I could just retreat, but I
Yeah.
can't back up and shoot.
Oh,
So
you
if I
want to
retreat,
stay
I won't be able to do anything.
So then the other way I could fix it in the combat phase, I could pile in and fix it as well. So if you want to do the mortal wound to him,
No,
I mean,
no,
they
no,
heal
it's
it. Just keep it. All right, fair.
fine.
We're gonna throw this spell in the bottle down. Boom. Hello.
It's going in the right spot.
Right. Fair. Can't get rid of it right now, but I parts of me wonder if I should have if I invoked too much, I am now afraid again on my turn. If I've invoked too much pity on the Kharadron Overlords. So the spell's wild, so it'll go to controlling it, whoever, I'll have to look at the rules, but it's like whoever is first in the turn controls it, the first wild in the spell, so the turn order will matter after this. And that's where it's going to summon. It is wild, so David gets to move it first in this turn, then on my turn I move it, his turn he moves it until it's gone. Rest of the hero phase.
So the Engine Master inside is going to do his ability. He heals 3 wounds off a thing. So
He's going to just clear out the rust.
clear out the rest.
We're going to move this purple sun right into the woods right there. It's going to be rolling for my Lord, the Sorcerer, and the Blight Kings, but it will also be reducing your save by 1 if you stay near it. But is it worth the risk to eat up my guys?
I don't think my save matters very much anymore.
Whoa, whoa, your save always matters. Bye-bye, tree. Well, the only one who's safe is that guy there. Why don't you go ahead and roll it up? I'll let you do the honors.
Okay.
Who do you want? You want to roll for overpowering stench first? If he gets sucked up on 1, it's my just desserts.
So,
Big guy. We see that skull a lot. Oh, he's fine. All right. Then the Sorcerer with an Arcane Tome, 3, and then one of the Blight Kings on a 1. Nope, they're all good. Otherwise, they're all saved. Their save is all reduced by 1. The other fun part of the list is, again, the Geminids are there to prevent people from redeploying and unleashing hell, except they also stop the Kharadron Overlords completely, in a lot of ways as well. So they have it so if they deal a mortal wound to a unit on a 2-up when they pass over it, or end within an inch of it, and they are not allowed to issue or receive any orders if they were allocated a mortal wound until the combat phase. So it stops essentially redeploy and unleash hell, but also stops literally everything the Overlords do. Come on, I kind of don't want to do it, but at this point, I'm just gonna be a jerk and laugh a little bit about it. So it's gonna move just like right here, and they're also spread disease too. Like it's got a pretty big aura of spreading disease. So we're just gonna keep one at about 6 inches away. I'll fix that in a second, and then I'm gonna roll 2 up for everything within an inch of it. Ironclad, 2 up, mortal wound. Any wards against mortals on an Ironclad? So 1 mortal wound on an Ironclad. It cannot issue or receive commands until my thing. It doesn't really, actually, I don't think it affects anything you want to do here, does it?
I mean, it won't be able to get all out attack. But.
Oh, fair. Yeah. Oh, that's actually kind of big. Then we're also going to do the Engine Master, the Admiral, the Arcanaut Company, and the other guys.
Skywarden.
The misery is over so far. On to the movement phase. Where do you like to start?
We're going to be doing some retreating, and then some
Ooh, on second thought, looking at the book, you could retreat and fly high, I think. I haven't looked at that one, but for disengage, which allows the unit to retreat and still shoot, it has to be used on a unit that has not yet moved. So the overpowering stench will prevent that frigate from benefiting from it. This one can still do it.
Yes.
Because sky vessels can order themselves. So he could disengage. And then that means that one could probably retreat and fly high if you wanted to.
Yeah.
And disengage over here.
Yes, we'll disengage over there.
For 1 command point, that's down to 2. That means when he is able to retreat and shoot in this turn, you might as well just go ahead and move him. He's going to fly.
He'll still be within 6 of that. Oops, sorry, I just
Good. Can't redeploy these guys to get closer to the objective, so you're going to end up just within 6 of it. And you're good. That's all yours because you still have 3, 4, 5 models to my 4. Actually worth 5. So he's worth 2 models. Now, I also forgot to mention, I know it's a little contentious for Blight Kings. People like to argue that they don't go in Galician Veterans. I play them as if they do, so it's kind of like the end of it there. Because the unit's wound characteristic is 4, however, the champion has a wound characteristic of 5, which means he counts as 2 models for objectives. And then people argue they can't go in the Galician Veterans, but it does make these guys kind of suspect if they can't. So another interesting one to discuss in the comments. Sorry, just a little off tangent there, but yeah. So we're technically tied on the objective, but it's yours because I didn't take it from you. We're going to retreat the frigate. Whoosh. Whoosh. Hello. Flying way over here with the frigates have quite a high movement. They're
14 move because of my special.
Right.
My We Rule the Skies thing.
That's your first one. Is that one of the 3 picks?
That's my article, yes.
The article, yes. So all your sky vessels move +2, so he moves 14. So fly, retreat. Retreat, move over here. Staying outside of 9 so I can't redeploy and fix my coherency issue here. Ironclad.
This is entirely excessive. This is not necessary in the slightest.
Getting nice and close for all weapons to deal with my Nurglings behind the trees.
I'll attack on that.
All right, this guy is going to issue itself all out attack from the...
Only the Admiral can't issue.
He can't, no, the Admiral, because he got hit by the Geminids
So
Ulgish.
they can't have all-out attack. They can only have the other ones. So, oh wait, I could all-out attack on the engine riggers with their pistols.
Oh, because they have their own champion, naturally. Yes, you could. Might as well, I guess. I don't know.
I can't really do anything with my command point, so sure.
Amazing. Where do you want to start shooting? Because the Ironclad, its contents, and the gun hauler can all shoot this turn.
I'm going to start with the gun hauler over there.
Okay. All right, these carbines are going to fire. Everything's going to fire into these Blight Kings. I'm going to auto defense them, because why not? You know, I can really do it too.
3s and 3s.
All right, not bad.
And I'm going to not use my reroll 1.
Save it for the cannons.
Because I need it for the other, that over there. Because this is actually more important.
Yeah.
And then this is on 3s.
All right, 2 wounds.
-1.
-1. Any, just 1 damage on the carbines?
2 damage. This is all of the guns from that ship because it shrapneled its cannon.
Oh, you just combined them.
Because they're
Nice.
the same profile.
Ah, that's
So,
easy. Nice.
2 and -1 with 2 damage.
So 4 ups because of defense. I will fail both. That's 4 damage in total. Nurgle, love it. Let's see. Ooh, that's going to kill one of them. So you. And then let's put the wound on the banner, I guess. No, I like my banner. Let's put the wound on the musician. Yeah, he's got 3 wounds left. My coherency. I'll put it on the banner, I guess, just in case. You got rivet guns. Are you going to all-out attack?
Yes, they're all out attacking. That was the command point I spent. So these are 2s and 4s.
Ooh. Rivet guns. I remember these guys being pretty cool. Are there... Oh, forced wound, yeah. Re-ask what it was to wound on. Okay. Back to -1, so 4 ups with defense. Make 2 and 1 damage each. Resilience. Stops neither. We have a remaining wound on the flag bearer. Okay, we are done shooting this guy there. We're going to move on to Mr. Ironclad.
We're going to start with everybody on it and then move to the Ironclad for the simple reason of it does have 24-inch range guns. So if I do kill the Nurglings with what's on it, then I can try and do other things.
Alrighty.
So the Admiral's going to go first. 3s and 3s.
Yeah,
I can't all-out attack or do any of my command abilities that I just listed off.
He was like mumbling them, looking through his book. It's like set all guns to on site, or I don't know. There's like 4 different things he listed off. Can't do that. Can't do this. Can't do that. Hey, it's a wound.
-1.
-1. Ooh, I don't think they have a 5 up. I'll roll the feel no pain. That's a fail. 2 damage so far. I guess I'll put it over here. Endrin Master's Aether Cannon. I think he's got like a plethora of guns.
Yes. Yes, on a 3.
Oh.
Of course that misses.
That's the cannon. That's the big shot.
That's the good one. 6 shots with the dirigible weapon battery. These are 3s. 3s.
That is a 2 wounds. AP of rend of 1.
Rend 1, 1 damage.
Ward. Neither. Oh, dead.
So the pistol from the Navigator. 3s and 3s.
1 hit. These guys will go back to dwarf school, dude. Feel no pain. Boop, we're good.
So I'm firing the Argonaut Company now. The Athematic volley gun's profile is the same as the pistol,
They didn't, did they?
but it's 2d6 shots. So I'm going to add the number of shots to the pistol.
Finally, I hated the volley gun so much.
5 extra shots.
It was so worthless. Now it's finally reasonable to use. 4 is to hit.
And there's 5 remaining pistols as well. So
Oh, nice. Just 5 rerolls then. Oh, you.
and 4s, I'm going to have to fire the Ironclad at these things. Okay.
Okay, 5 wounds.
5 wounds.
No. Did you say there's 5 more pistols to do, or is that everything included?
So there's just the pistol and the Skyhook left. That's
Okay.
all of the guns of the same profile.
I ward 2 of them. I take 3 damage. I got 1 wound left on those Nurglings.
Pistol from the Sergeant is 3s and 3s.
Nice. Nice. Rend 1.
-2 rend, 1
Ooh.
damage.
I take both. This guy had 1 wound.
Why did you roll 2? It's only 1.
Oh, 1 damage? Oh, it's -2 1 damage. I see. That means these Nurglings are dead. Skyhook.
Is missing.
So we have.
There's a little part of me that's tempted to use a reroll.
It won't, he's got 4 wounds. It won't kill him anyways.
Yeah, true.
All right, we got the Vulcanizer pistols.
Yes, they made the profiles for the pistols on both the Balloon Boys a lot similar.
Oh, nice.
So these are 3s and 3s -1, 1 damage.
Ooh, this could do it. That's enough. Never mind.
Nope. Because my rolling's so good.
You got good rolls. These blue dice are awesome. What the heck? Any EP?
Okay. Rend 1, so.
Oh, so it's my feel no pain then. All right, 14 shots.
I'm shooting the shrapnel from the big cannon, which makes its profile the same as the Aether Shot carbine. So there's 14 shots that are 3s and 3s, -1 rend, 2 damage.
Where are the land torpedoes going?
Oh. Don't make me pick.
You gotta pick.
You know what? I think I'm okay, because at a very quick glance, I can't see anything over there. I'm sure that I can, but I can't.
Oh, so they're going
They're going into the net.
I see. Understood. Okay.
So I don't feel bad.
You have 5 hits on like 14 shots.
shots on 3s.
On 3s. Ludicrous.
And 3s.
Oh, it's a good thing you put torpedoes into them. Well, how much damage are these?
2 damage each, -1 rend. So.
Okay, so feel no pain. It's a good. I have 1 wound left. It's a damn good thing you put the torpedoes.
Nothing.
Nothing. No, we're talking about command abilities. You hit three times. Aha.
They're on 3.
Aha. And you said this would be
3.
Titanic
Okay.
overkill. I'm just going to roll these. He's dead. There you go. You got him. Battle tactic complete. They got absolutely destroyed by the lead.
1,000 points of models. That's like all of my army.
Was that 1,000 points of shooting?
Pretty much. Like, that's 500 points by itself.
Yeah, it's pretty pricey.
And then, like, 120 points of Sky Wardens, 100 points of Arkanauts. Like, all the characters are at least about 100 points.
100-ish. Oh, okay, so it's pretty close, yeah.
And then the dirigible is 170.
Ooh. And that'll be it for shooting. I assume no charging.
Nope.
Nope. And this guy over here didn't do a bombing run early. We didn't talk about it, but it's only on regular moves, not retreat moves.
It's normal or run. So
runs,
I can fly over you like that.
Running makes sense as well, yeah.
Yeah, but it's just you can't retreat and bomb because obviously everybody would do it all the time.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good. It's weird they got rid of the defensive bombs on. I wonder why.
Because they moved it to this. It's the same thing that's on the models, but they moved it to I can fly over you and bomb you now.
Okay.
Instead of, like, I have one defensive bomb, which is on the Ironclad, which is this giant mine at the back. You just push it off the side of the ship and then it detonates on someone.
Hopefully land somewhere good.
Yeah.
Were the bombs only defensive before?
As far as I remember, they were 4+. It was when you were charged or... No, I think it was only when you were charged they were 4+.
Okay, so it's probably a little bit better that they're offensive and that they're a little bit more in your control when you want to deal the damage, if it comes up. But for scoring, you do get your battle tactic. I can't remember what it was called, but it was kill a unit within 12 of an objective with shooting.
Blow them up a lot.
Blow them up, and you did. You blew the crap out of those Nergmans.
I didn't really. I only just did it on the last level.
That's all that matters, though. And you got 1 objective, 2 objectives still, because this is still under your colors, and these are mine. So that's going to be 4 points for you on this turn.
Okay.
And priority roll. Oh wait, there's more. Let's not jump too far ahead. I have all the entire army who is diseased, except for your admiral. I have to roll for. Let's go for, because if I kill that one engine rigger,
So actually, that's true. Because that happens at the start of Battle phase.
Correct, yeah.
At the end of the combat phase, I'm doing my repair on that.
Oh, fair, yeah.
Because they can do the repair. So.
Ooh, that'll help. But the thing is, if the engine rigger dies, who's got 1 wound, I take this objective back. That's because we're literally on one model to one model here. That's for the. Oh wait, no, never mind. You killed my guy, so it doesn't matter. The engine riggers have a weird healing rule.
Yeah, so that heals at the end of any phase.
Ooh.
And I roll for each guy in the unit. That's kind of what it was before. Each 4 and a 5 is I heal a wound, and each 6 I heal 2 wounds. So fingers crossed I get at least a couple. So I get 3, so everything's healed.
Oh, very good. Okay, well, I'm going to roll for the guys inside. They clean off the rust, and they're okay. They don't take any more wounds either. It's a cool ability. I actually like that. They're like little mechanics that fly around on the ship, keeping the ships going, because you can heal quite well. Are they 3 base or?
They're 3 base.
Oh, so that's a reinforced unit.
A reinforced
gotcha.
unit.
Okay. The frigate over here is diseased. He takes a mortal wound. He's got 2 left, and the chemist it takes a wound as well. The guys inside are completely dead. And then we move on to our Ironclad, which I believe you healed this turn, so he's not diseased.
The Ironclad isn't diseased, no.
And the Admiral healed himself as well.
Yeah, so it's everybody except that.
The Engine Master then takes a mortal wound. And then the Arcanaut Company do not take a mortal wound. Navigator will not suffer a wound, and then the Wardens will suffer a mortal wound.
So 1 dice.
There's 1 Sky Warden left. A slow grind with Papa Nurgle. Okay, now we're onto the priority phase because there's no battle shocks. You still control that objective and this objective because we're still tied on models. Well, I didn't even kill the guy. You actually have more models than I do. Jump to this side of that perspective because this is where I've been playing from. Priority roll. Do you hit me back with a double turn? I got 6, so probably not.
1.
Okay, no. So it will be Maggotkin turn 3, as I will again do a not very exciting turn. I'm going to wiggle around a little bit on my objectives and hope for the best. Turn 3, Maggotkin. Oh, I get a new cycle thing. That'll be Corrupted Regrowth. So my Narmaz give me 2 contagion points instead of 1. So I'm just gonna, that's all this is just 1 more contagion point. And we're on turn 3. This is kind of what everything looks like right now. I'm about to get more contagion points. So I'll get 2 for the tree. I'll be at 15. And I only have units in my territory. So that'll be an extra 4 because none of yours are there. So I'll just gain 5 more. Sorry, I'm at 6. I'm at 21. Then speaking of cleaning up also, I do owe the Doctor the removal of, unfortunately, my champion to keep that unit coherent. That would have been at the end of your turn. You have all these troops and everything. I think you're playing this whole game with 3 boats on the table, while the other guys just slowly die to disease.
Because if I get them out, they'll die even faster.
I'm going to keep it safe and just do a cunning maneuver on my Lord of Plagues here. He is going to just end near this objective that I'll control and do it that way. I kind of want to do Glory to the Grandfather, but this one's like guaranteed, so I might as well go for this kind of easy guaranteed one now while I can. Should I? No, I'll do Glory to the Grandfather because that one's pretty easy to do, and I'll save me a guaranteed one for later. Heck yeah. So we'll do Glory to the Grandfather. I have to kill more units this turn than I lose this turn. So as long as I don't lose anything and kill 1 unit, we're good. We're going to heal a few things here with the other part of Disgustingly Resilient. I don't believe anything over there is hurt. And then we're going to pick the Arcane Tome Wizard to be our focus for the Rotbringer Coven, so he'll get +2 to cast on his spell casts. And then my battle tactic, or my action, is going to be Leadership on my General, which I'm going to immediately use on Rally on my Blight Kings. I'm only missing 2 models, but whatever, it's kind of free. And that should be about it. You get to do actions. You actually get to do, not 2 actions now, you get to do 2 actions on your turn, but it's going to be a heal? Recovery?
On the Engine Master, because he has 2 wounds.
Yep, so he's going to go for a recovery. He is going to roll a 7, which is good enough.
Good.
He's going to heal D3 wounds. And 3.
So he's healed up and got rid of his disease.
Easy. So
and then I'm also going to try to
dispel with the Navigator.
Yeah.
And the Navigator is going to roll a 4 and a 2, which is a 6. Ooh, let's see what they're cast on. Meds are unfortunately cast on a 6, so that will prevent that. Okay, we are going to then cast spells, I suppose. We're going to have our big wizard there cast the Shards of Valagar again, just to get another endless spell on the table. We got it with an 8. So we have no way to stop it because we used the Dispel over there. And then his second spell will be... Alright, no on that one. So we're going to go ahead and just cast... The only thing that really makes sense is Mystic Shield, really. I'll put the shards down. The shards are going to go over here. So I'll just move them down a second. He's going to cast Shield at a +2. We got it with the 7 on the big guys. And then this guy here, he can only give them Blades of Putrefaction or Arcane Bolt. So, Blades. We got it. All right. And then this guy here. So I set the shards there, wholly with an 18 to the caster. He did his Blades. This guy's going to do Plague Squall, I guess, because it's the only thing he can do. He can do a Bolt as well, but he's going to cast a Squall. The only thing he can see is the Frigate and the Chemist on the Frigate. Let's make him sick. 1. The Chemist can take it. So he's got 2 disease marks on him. Should conclude my hero phase. Well, my hero phase. I'm going to move the 2 spells I control. I do have to be careful because if I move them outside of 30, I don't have control of them anymore. Who's got the Geminids active? That guy's got the Geminids active, right? Definitely, yeah. I'd be careful of that. Running 2. We can only control one of them inherently. So each of my wizards has a spell currently under their control. So we're going to move this. Is going to go within 12 of that guy. I believe I could do. I'll double check. Zap him with the shards. It doesn't actually affect him that much. It just keeps something kind of nearby. And then the Geminids are going to move towards the Ironclad. Can't quite get within an inch because you moved, well, more than 9 away from them. But I can get them within 3 for corruption. I get to control the wild end of the spell right now, and we are sending that away. Yeah, I don't really like where he is. We're going to just take him and put him around here. I remember in 2nd edition, you could just move them off the edge of the table to dispel them. I don't think that's a thing anymore. But I'm just going to put him there anyways. He was too far away from the edge of the board. And on to the movement phase. We are going to move this stuff that way. I'm going to move them towards this boy here. And I can't really do anything about the rally or the deploy because my character is going to be way back here. But all the same, I'm going to move these guys towards my ship here. Because the ship's currently more than 9 away. So if I just want to do a 9-inch charge, sure. But I'm going to bank that my 4-inch move will hopefully be better than a redeploy. Right, moving there, would you like to redeploy?
Yes.
All right. See what you get on D6 roll. A 5. Crap. All right. Right to the edge of the board. Now, luckily only going 4 inches away, so it just counteracts my move, which is not ideal. We're just going to move all these characters here. We're going to run them for like no reason, just keeping them over here because I'm going to have to chain these guys back a little bit. Keep them right there. And except for them moving. And then we're moving on to these units moving over here. Moving through the woods, we are going to run this character. Run there. And then this character is going to run as well. Curious how far I can get him. He's as important with 6. Nice. He's going to come up and around. Gonna hang out there, and then these guys are gonna move towards that boat. And that is about it for movement. I gotta summon a unit of demons to the table for 14. I'll summon 10 plague bearers. And then you can move your boat, but I also get to do my diseases at the same time. So I'm gonna opt for you to, you can move your boat, but you're gonna take your diseases first, because it's my turn. I'm gonna say, so everything on this gets diseased, if it isn't already, or it racks up, and then everything on the boats get diseased as well, because endless spells and rotbringers. Okay, so everything on the ironclad, the spot of rust is back.
Yes.
It's hard to clean it up. On one side, I love it because it's like, it just kind of shows the corruption Nurgle is like hard to stop, but it's a little obnoxious.
There's like no, I can't deal with the amount of it. If I had a unit of engine riggers on every boat though, at least that'd be fixed.
So that's kind of a cool thing we learned is the engine riggers are kind of dope on every boat. At least a unit of 3 is good enough, right?
If you repair at the end of the combat phase, I would get rid of you rolling for your contagion. So if I wait to repair...
Right. It depends on the order, right? It's like do your repairs first on my turn, and then do the disease
repair every turn.
Yeah, but then they fix it on your turn. So no matter what, you're only really getting 1 marker.
Yeah.
It's not too bad.
I can try and get rid of the disease.
They clean the rust real quick. They're really effective at it, which is kind of neat. And it's just, I've never actually played with multiple endless spells on my wizards. And to be clear, everyone, they're still within 30 of the wizards, so they still control the endless spells. But it's getting it's stretching out a little thin now, so I got to be careful with how I move. But it's damn effective. It is really good at spreading those diseases. And you can't really interact with the endless spells. You can't, like, kill them, right? You can dispel them, but that still could be... It's random.
I only have a few of those.
Yeah.
Like I have the one on my Aetheric Navigator.
Luckily, you're not giving up spellcast to do it, though.
Yeah.
There's that. Okay, so that's all. Everything's re-diseased. I have no shooting to do because it's too far away. And, again, sorry, the plague bears. I got to summon 10 plague bears. They are going to be summoned... around here, I guess, just like forward from that wizard to there. We forgot to show after you take the disease markers, the boat can move as well.
And knock all over the fences when I...
I can't remember what allows you to do it. It's something.
It's Cunning Fleet Master. It's my warlord trait.
Yes.
Not my warlord trait, my command.
It's the amendment or whatever. That's +2 move to everything.
Yes.
Yes.
No, that's the article.
Article, not amendment.
My
Amendment's
is I can reroll 1 hit.
And then the footnote.
My footnote, which I haven't been able to do, is I can issue 2 command abilities to something.
We don't talk about that. So we're going to summon a unit of 10 plague bears from the wizards there, wholly within 7, more than 9 away from the enemies, just to make it so you can't fly high in the middle and threaten my objective. You have to grind through the mess that's coming in. Like this area here is probably okay, but that area there is not so okay anymore. And okay, we're on to shooting, which we're done. And then we're on to charging, which we will then proceed to do. This guy could unleash heck when that comes up. So I'll start charging over here. I have a bloodthirsty, I have command points, so we got a few charges here. I know this is going to be a 9-inch charge. I'm not in love with it, but Papa Nurgle's with me. We're just going to just get everything we need. So this is how I have to charge to protect my characters. We're only fighting with 3 of the 8, but that's probably all I really need. I just have to kill like 1 thing to get my battle tactic complete. It's not about like killing the enemy, it's about standing on the objectives, getting victory points, and causing misery to the Kharadron Overlords and the good doctor. We are then going to move on to this unit here. I'm going to charge with a little unit. They're going to go 6, which should be good enough. Go in, and it didn't move this turn, no redeployed or anything, so we're going to unleash hell, but only the guys inside can shoot to themselves because the champion, the sky vessel itself, is too far away from any characters to order it. That's what they look like when they get in there. Okay, 9 shots on -1 to hit.
So 4s.
Yeah. Okay, we got 3 and 1.
1.
Okay.
I might be able to reroll that 1 from the hitting.
Actually, yeah, per player
it might
turn.
be turn.
Yeah, I think it is player turn. The footnote is only your shooting phase. That's right. The order thing is per. Yeah. The amendment. Sorry. It is the amendment. It's not the footnote.
How could you not?
I'm sorry. There's articles, amendments, and footnotes, and I don't know.
I need the actually hero, and then I can do it.
We are missing the new character. We don't have it yet.
I'll be getting him soon.
What's it called?
He's called the Code Right, and his rule is, I think you'll find. ... Let's go with these Blight Kings attacking 15 attacks into the engine riggers because I don't want no more fixing up things. All right, let's go with our 4s to hit. No, 3s to hit because I'm going to all-out attack. And you're all-out defensing. We didn't say that though. So they're going to get 2 disease markers. And then these are 3s to wound. 6 3-up saves after everything's said and done. Come on, 1 good roll this game, please.
You got that?
No.
Okay, never mind. That's not a good roll. That's 1.5 wounds. Yeah. The Mizzen Master is left with his 2 wounds, and That's it. That's it. You get to fight back somewhere. All right, and we are going to move on to the frigate and the chemist. All right, he's got 4 boarding attacks.
No 4s.
Excellent. Oh, nice. Good roll. That's a good roll.
4s.
2.
No rend.
No rend, yeah. We take a damage. We ward it, maybe. No, we take a damage. I am, again, risking a little much here because of coherency issues, but I got to protect the characters. So the Blight Kings die to keep the characters alive. The Blight Kings are in attack back. There's only 3 of them. I do need to kill one of these units, or the Endrin Riggers. How many wounds are on the chemist currently?
He has taken 2.
All right. I'm just going to attack the clad. It is called a frigate, and probably shouldn't shorten an ironclad to clad because that's just being lazy.
Well,
It just cuts 2 syllables out. That's it. Sorry, everyone. This is hitting the frigate. It's going to suffer an additional. It's max diseased, and then 3s to wound the frigate, and that's going to be okay. Sure, just 10 saves, 11 saves, 4 ups, and he is just actually, but just so there's no crashing and burning, is there?
Yes, there is. I have to roll dice.
Oh my gosh! How's
Well,
that?
the 8th chemist.
Okay, you roll a 4.
He's not dead, but now can he actually deploy?
Chemist is going to hop off the hull or the deck, land there, and the frigate's going to fly off. They don't explode, do they?
No, they can take an artifact that lets them.
Oh, neat. Then over to here, we have the gun hauler and the one rigger who can attack back is the mizzen master.
So he's going to attack you.
All right, bring on the attacks. That's a 2 hits, and that's a wound. Rend of 2, I believe.
Yes.
That's a fail, and that's
D3.
D3 damage. 5. All right, 3 wounds, which I will shrug 1 of, but that does kill the banner. Let's see if I can even get my hands in there. Hello. And the boarding weapons. Well, well, well. 4s? Okay. We're good. And Master is going to do...
Repair.
Repair roll, gotcha. A 1.
No.
Nice, okay, well, then he does not fix the 2... technically only 1 disease marker, but it's about to hit 2 now, because at the end of combat phase. So we're going to go to 2 disease markers there. Actually, yeah, just 2. And then that's actually it, because he's too far away to get another disease marker.
So do all the diseasing.
Oh, the diseasing. Oh, the Mizzen Master goes up to another disease marker as well. I believe he's at 4.
Yeah.
Because it would have been... Oh, because they got attacked, that's right. I feel like it might have been... It only takes 1 mortal. We may have forgot to add the 3 markers to him, because it was 3 in the combat phase from attacks, 1 from the endless spell, and then 1 from just being there at the end of the combat phase. So I just owe him... Okay, he takes 3 additional mortal wounds. So he does go down. And then there's 2 disease markers on the boat, which will mean 1 mortal wound on the boat. And then onto the chemist, who has 3 on him currently. And he's got 2 remaining wounds. He takes 2 mortal wounds. He jumps off, coughs up a little bit, and boom. He's got 1 wound left, right? Yep.
Yes.
The ironclad. All right, the ironclad itself is okay. The navigator has 2 because he had 1 from before. He takes a mortal wound. The Endrin Master and then the Admiral both take a mortal wound. The Arcanaut Company suffer a mortal wound, and then the Sky Warden, he's dead. All right. So that's what's left on the ironclad. The Sky Wardens are completely dead. Didn't interact with them at all. Just shot a spell at them. That will be the end of my turn. No more L to do. After that, for victory points, I do get Glory to the Grandfather because I killed more units than I lost this turn. And I'm on 3 of the objectives, which will give me 5 points this turn. Oh, I'm forgetting about, dang it, the whole mission thing, doing double battle tactics. It's fine, because that's still turn 4 and 5 we could do that, which still kind of work. Anyways, that is the end of my turn. I get 5 points, and we're on to turn 3 for the Kharadron. Here we have the current score. I'm only up by 1 point, and then the Doctor still has his turn to score here. And it's 2-1 command points. I have 7 remaining contagion points. All right, we're in a pickle.
Yes. There's not very many battle tactics that I can do in order to actually score points. But we can do eye for an eye. So we can do eye for an eye.
Probably be killing these guys here. Here's what we're looking at. Just 8 wounds. Well, one's a champion. 9 wounds worth of Maggotkin. And then it's going to be hard to wrestle free the objectives because Nurgle do Nurgle things. You get 2 actions on one of your champions this turn.
So the Admiral is going to Heroic Recovery and Heroic Willpower. So I'm going to Heroic Recovery first.
Yep. 7, you're good. D3 wounds back. 3, so that'll be disease point and probably all his wounds. Yep, so he's back to full, which is nice.
And then Heroic Willpower, we're going to try and get rid of...
this is 6 to dispel, 7 to dispel.
I guess that.
Sure, yep.
Looking for a 6. They are gone. And then you can use the navigator to get rid of these ones.
Navigator will try.
On a 7. 6. All right, well, these are gone. Bye-bye, shards. And then my action over here would be leadership, which I'll use to try and recover these guys. And I get none back. Oh, and then you get to move the Endless Sun, then move. Or the Endless Sun, the Purple Sun, yeah.
The purple.
Closing in on my characters again, but not getting in within an inch. So just reducing the save of all of this by 1 still. And then this guy will use the disengage action, command ability.
Yeah.
So he'll be able to retreat and still shoot.
Yes.
It'll be the 1 command point, but allowing him to not, get attacked again, which is ideal. And then, I gotta move.
Oh, at the end of the hero phase. Sorry, I apologize.
Yes.
There's no more disease because my engine master healed
He
it.
fixes it. I gotta move these endless spells as well over there. Right, so it's still within 30. That's where they end up moving, and then you can do retreat, and the move on the Ironclad. Retreating, and then the Ironclad does get to move 12 because of the command trait. Now, all the ships move 2 more, so that's where he ends up there. And we got these guys in sight. And then he's just gonna stay still over there.
Yep.
We're gonna use your Alpha,
Pack leader or something. Alpha pack leader.
the Galician champion upgrade.
And I'm going to all-out attack.
3 times for 1 command point.
So what I'm doing is that in order to... Oh, hi Steve, you want to be on the shot? Okay, Steve's just fixing something. So, because my because my Ironclad can receive a command ability for free, and then the way the pack out works...
That's true, yeah, I think it does work that way, yeah.
Free.
Yeah.
So I issue the free one to the thing that's free, and then I issue the other 2. Please don't glue that to my Ironclad.
It's a bug.
To the gun hauler and the...
Engine Master.
Engine Master.
Yeah,
So
okay.
we think that's how it works.
It should be, yeah.
I hope.
Because the Alpha thing, the enhancement says if you do all-out attack, you do it up to 2 more times without spending the command points, and breaking the rules for issuing commands and all that stuff. And then the boat has a rule, or your amendment.
The Admiral has a rule.
The
so
Admiral.
The Admiral makes it his flagship, and whatever his flagship is.
Once per turn gets a free order, yeah, without command ability being spent. Cool. Well, at least we got to show that off. we weren't strangling the Kharadrons the entire game with no command abilities being issued. So that's +1 a hit for those 3 units. I'm gonna go ahead and all-out defense in a desperate attempt to stay alive here. Hope this little alleyway doesn't get pasted by Nurgle guts. All right, these are 3s to hit, 2s to hit
So
now.
these would be 3s to hit normally, 2s to hit because of all that attack.
Gotcha.
And I'm firing the shrapnel because I'm in 12. So
All the
these
same
are the same
profile, yeah.
profiles as the instruct captains.
Ooh, not bad. And 3.
3s.
Okay.
Of course.
3 1s. It's always 50%
minus
misses.
1, so you don't care about that, and then 2 damage each.
So back to 4s. We're gonna make 1 fail 2. That's 4 damage. And I will ward 1, so I take 3. That means this guy with the bell has 1 wound left. And that's it for that ship.
Yep, that's that ship.
And we got the Ironclad. Everything into them, I assume. We're gonna do the...
Argonaut Company.
Oh, yes.
All the pistols are out of range because they're only 9-inch range.
We got the volley gun.
The volley gun is 2d6 shots.
I love this new volley gun.
Is 3 shots.
Makes me, you know what? Reroll the 2 is kind of cocked.
No.
Okay, the pity reroll. Yeah, all hit.
And 4s. 2.
Do they normally hit on 3s now? With their pistol? Or is it?
No. But it was 3s, right? Because it was 4. Oh, no, they didn't have a lot of attack on them. Sorry, I lied.
Okay, yeah. I was like, whoa, the 3s to hit now, the 2s really good. Just the 1 wound?
Yes, I lied.
We're good. And the pike!
The sky hook.
Hook! Hit! Hit! Oh, 3!
That's a wound.
That's a fail. Just 3
damage.
damage. 2.
2.
I take both. That means this guy has 4 wounds left because he's got 5. All right, the navigator.
3s. And that's a wound, -1.
We're good. Now the engine master, who does have all that attack on him.
So 2.
Oh, that was a 2 and it rolled off the mat, dude. Oh, no. Oh, you're getting grief to this game. It's okay. You're probably going to get your battle tactics. You still have the entire Ironclad to fire.
This is the rest of the dirigibles.
His
weapons.
a variety of weapons on his suit.
And 3s.
Okay, so 3 then
3
connect.
-1.
4s again. We make 2 fail 1. 1 damage?
Yes.
We do not ward it. 3 left. Okay, and then the shrapnel and all the carbines?
Yep.
All right.
So these are 2s and 3s.
This is probably where I die. Naturally, there's a good cluster of 1s in there. Not a single 2.
3s. Oh, there you go.
Oh, that's a roll. 4, 9 saves. Okay, they've got a couple wounds over there. He's probably dead. These are -1. -1. 4 up saves. We roll about half there, but then this is doubled, so he's dead. Okay, that is your battle tactic complete.
Excellent.
An eye for an eye, and you kill the unit. That will be it for shooting, really. Oh no, you got the chemist. We got the chemist who's always he's always had a rather odd weapon. It's a flamer. It is literally a flamer. It's like chemicals spewed on the enemy, but it was always like 3d6 shots that only hit on 4s. So like, why don't you just make it like 2d6 automatic hits, or like d6 plus 3 automatic hits, or whatever? What is it now?
It's 3d6, and he has an ability where Skyfarer's units, he can make them +1 rend. So his flamer is rend 3.
Oh, he's a Skyfarer?
He's a Skyfarer,
Yeah, it should be, yeah. Oh, it is. I mean, it makes sense. Chemicals. Flamers, yeah. Flamers kind of like, it's weird, because I remember in 40k, Flamers were like some of the highest AP weapons in the game, because it kind of makes sense, right? It gets everywhere. It gets in every little crevice and everything. Armor doesn't really protect against, you know, the flames that well, unless you're in Terminator armor. Then you were kind of safe. Anyways, proceed.
So 3d6 shots.
Pew, pew, pew. All right.
Amazing. 7.
Does he still hit on 4s?
Yes.
Ah, so I wasn't too far off then. Okay, and
4s.
that is a grand total of 4 wounds at -3, which is
No,
nice.
it's still going to hit. They're 4s and 4s.
Oh, those are
They
the
don't
hits.
all
Oh
hit.
my gosh. And 2. They're -4. Actually, that's the highest rend I've probably seen ever. Because, well, technically, it reduces my save by 1 and your rend 3. So I'll give you the rend 4 though.
Okay.
So I get 2 disgusting resilient rolls. I take 2. 1 wound left on that guy. Could have broke my coherency, by the way. Would have like killed. Actually, would have killed 3 of them. You've redundant shooting phases, Nurgle phase. There's no charging to do because as much as killing that 1 wound off, it would allow me to pile in and consolidate. So that would fix my coherency. So there's no point in piling out charging in. So disease phase, he will suffer a mortal wound. He dies. He got 1 shot off before he went down though. Oh gosh, the boat is okay. Ironclad got cleaned up a little bit.
Yes.
The Endrin Master still has disease on him. He takes a wound. Admiral should be okay.
That's all clean.
That's all cleaned up, yep. The Navigator does have 2, he should only have 1 disease marker on him, so he takes a mortal wound. And then we have the Arcanaut Company, who will be okay. And that's going to bring it to a priority roll-off. If I win this roll-off, I mathematically win the game, it looks like, yeah. So I'm going to roll a 2, which is beatable. And you beat a 2?
No.
Oh my god, okay. Good call, though. How'd you know?
Just nothing about this game made me think that would happen.
Okay, well, the other option I have, because I would get 7 points, because I can use the Path of Champions to do 2 battle tactics this turn, and I would do Cunning Maneuver as one of them. Okay, maybe the second one's not so guaranteed. I would do Cunning Maneuver and probably Eye for an Eye in an attempt to kill this thing, but it's kind of iffy on if I'd be able to do that. So I would get 5 no matter what, though, and that alone is like enough to be a little bit too much for the doctor to
Because
come
I can
really get 3.
assuming I have good turns.
Yeah.
I can only really ever get 3 a turn now.
Right, yeah.
Assuming that anything survives on the boat past that.
Right. And it's like, we've seen like the entire, everything in the Ironclad was only really killing 2, like, Blight Kings, really.
Yeah, and I'm blocked out from the entire board over there. Basically, the only place that I can fly high to is here.
But I can stop that now with
Yes,
the,
you can stop that, and I'm too far away to be able to take objectives from you.
Yeah, because this area is zoned out for fly high. This area is zoned out for fly high between these 2 units. These guys are going to move more here so that the fly highs are kind of stuck to that area there.
Yeah.
So really not able to put too much pressure on these 2 remaining objectives. Even though this one's a little bit lighter, it's still quite a bit of thick bodies to deal with. And they'd be getting Mystic Shield going forward as well, because I don't think there's any threat to that unit for the rest of the game. Because I've just moved the Purple Sun away again. With the priority win there. So I think we're just going to tap it out there. I'm like not overly happy with the choice of army I went with here. It was, well, we'll jump into a post game.
Yeah.
So pause post game. And in the MiniWarGaming Vault, you better believe we got more Age of Sigmar content to go along with this one you just watched. It will be Luka against David in a 2,000 point match with brand new Slaves of Darkness models against the Kharadron Overlords, who are also brand new. If you want to check out this match, it is available to our YouTube and Vault members. Alas, if you are not one, do not fret, for you may click on the link in the description below to sign up for a 7-day free trial and check it out if it has piqued your interest. Thanks again for watching. I'll catch you next time for some more wargaming action. All right, so post-game, I'll talk about kind of everything that happened in this game. There might be a freak sequence of events that would lead to your victory.
I
don't see it though.
Even a freak series of events, I can't see any way that I could get more than 3. Because I can hold this, no problem. Like, I don't think that you have the speed to get hit.
No,
so
I don't know. I could run a character and summon. That's it.
Yeah. I have a couple of things where I can get my battle tactics still. Because I can just teleport somewhere and throw my guys into your territory. but once you block that, then I couldn't even get that.
Yeah.
There's a couple other, like, if I got lucky, I might be able to do some other battle tactics. So that would assume that for the next 3 turns I got 3 points. I obviously get my grand strategy because there's no way he'll ever kill the Ironclad because the Ironclad's going to fly away and just be safe forever.
Yeah, my whole plan was to ignore it the whole time. I had no ambitions of killing it other than diseasing the crew inside to weaken its overall capability, right?
Yeah.
Keep the Ironclad fine, but the contents are what's important, right?
Yeah.
The meat inside, yeah.
And just, like, not being able to really move. Like, if I'd been able to get more ahead to start with, maybe.
Unfortunately, that double turn did kind of rock your world early on.
Yeah.
It made it so you got caught by overwhelming stench. Because if you had gone again, you would have been fine. You would have got that extra turn of 5 points, if not more.
Yeah.
Because you could have double battle tacticked. And then we have a completely different story. So I'm a little like annoyed the double turn was such a pace changer in this case. But I think that's, in my experience with the Kharadron Overlords, because they're not a stand firm melee army.
The way I play is I move.
Yeah.
I'm a movement army.
Right.
And all my movement is in command abilities now.
Yeah. So that kind of scuffed up pretty hard with the frigate with the overpowering stench because I ran forward with him and then got the double turn, then did the extra run to get in range of the frigate. Because the frigate was as safe as it possibly could be and scoring points.
Yeah.
And then he just got caught out of place. He didn't get caught out of place, the double turn, the momentum. The Nurgle character got in range of it. And then the shards of Volagir and all that stuff
and
too.
And the fact that my Ironclad, you have not interacted with it, and pretty much half of everything on it's dead. Because
he lost no characters. All the characters live, but they're getting there.
They're getting hurt. Like
Yeah.
the Navigator is half dead.
Navigator's half dead. The Engine Master probably has like 8 wounds
He
or
has
something.
8 wounds.
Yeah, so he's got 6
He's
left
fine.
still. Yeah,
But like the Arcanauts are taking like
3 wounds. Yeah, not too bad. But the Sky Wardens all fell over.
all
Yeah,
dead.
yeah.
Like it's rough, and I've had to spend all of my heroic actions
Healing. Yeah.
healing. Like that's what the problem is that
Oh, missing out the command points.
I'm
Yeah.
not getting any extra command points. I
Yeah.
know I had the free command point.
Yeah.
So I could have got an extra attack on my Ironclad if I'd wanted it.
That wouldn't
But
have-
it wouldn't have made any difference.
It wouldn't have made a difference. Yeah, I get that.
So that extra command point wouldn't have mattered.
They're kind of your army's very command point hungry though.
Yes, if you
Absolutely,
want to do
yeah.
everything at once.
Yeah, true. It's all about staggering it out.
Yeah.
But the disengage, we'll talk about several things in this post game actually, because I will say I was a little worried going into this game. I had no idea what I was going to play because I had now granted I will say because a lot of the guests coming in have been kind of cutthroat when it comes to Age of Sigmar. Not like you can't really get cutthroat in Age of Sigmar like you can in other games. Like the worst thing you could bring is something like an overpowering stench, which it's not going to ruin a game. Like it didn't technically ruin this game because a lot of the outcome over there might not have mattered.
It might not have mattered.
Yeah,
But it did affect anything that frigate could do.
It did. So if the frigate had died in one swing, which it didn't, then it wouldn't have mattered at all. But it did live, which kind of mattered a little bit. But then it was able to, because it couldn't fall back and shoot. That's the only thing it really did was prevent all of defense and fall back and shoot.
So basically, all that my 300-point frigate did the entire game was fire a gun once.
And got caught, and slowly die.
Yeah.
Yeah. Distracted part of my army, but that's kind of like that. The army wants to not really distracted if they're getting points
you
from there
were going
anyways.
to an objective anyway.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It wasn't really a distraction.
Yeah. And then the Ironclad itself it killed Nurglings, and it helped kill a unit of Light Kings. So not really a whole lot there either, unfortunately.
Because it was stuck over here. If I'd been
Yeah.
able to fly high and get over there, then I wouldn't be able to do stuff. But the thing is there's no point flying high at the start because everything was still over there.
Yeah.
So I had to wait to do...
And hopefully you
things.
chip away at the army a little bit.
Yeah, like there should be less models so that I can actually maneuver around them, but like no.
Yeah, well, it's weird because like they've jacked up the points on all the big things across the board. Like, so if you're a Kharadron Overlords player and you're like, why is Ironclad 500 points? Well, pretty much every big thing in the game is 500 points now.
Yeah.
Like the Great Unclean was like 400 and like something points. I don't know. They're not. Before they were like cheap and like the most important part of the list. Now they're like a good support element. But you're paying the points for it, and yet the rest of the list will do the winning for you as opposed to the flip variant of it. Well, we got a little interrupted. Lost my train of thought there, guys. I apologize. I'm going to go to the next point because I'm sure I was just rambling anyways about the how I feel about the Kharadron Overlords now compared to how they were. Because I remember them in 2nd edition, played against Josh a lot or some guests that would come in. Oh, I know what I was talking about. I'll get back to that in a second too. Anyways, it was a quick point, but it was just I hated character sniping. But now in this new season, you can't do that. And it brings the question, is that okay for me, a player who loves characters and what they do and like what they're able to do to support the unit? Yes, I'd love not losing my characters after playing Sigmar for like 6 years, where against the right army, your characters are all going to die, especially playing Death. Death absolutely relies on the characters. So I love to see it now. And obviously, that character there, Shield of Growth or Overpower Extension, don't want to lose him at all. He's like the most important part of like that 10 brick Blight King unit that'll let them keep going forward. So no one can all-out attack against them. No one can inspire against them. They just keep pushing through, right? So yeah, I like it. And then Kharadron now can't really snipe characters anymore unless I'm reckless and put the characters out of place.
Or I build the unit.
Or
Like the battalion thing.
yes, yeah.
Which I could do. Like, I have good units for it. Like, the balloon guys, I think, would be pretty good for doing that with.
Actually, I've never actually seen that unit, that battalion being used yet. I haven't played that many games, and the games I have played against weren't necessarily like Lumineth or Kharadron, so I'm sure it would make sense to have something like that.
Kharadron and Lumineth, I could definitely see why you would do it, but I didn't do it because also kind of feel
What's a good unit to do it with?
For Kharadrons?
Yeah, because it can't be the boats.
Grunstocks.
Thunderers, yes.
And also, all of the balloon guys have pretty good shooting. Like, they're 3 shots each, 3s and 3s, 1 damage, 1 round.
Right, okay.
That's not terrible.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
It's going to hurt things, and they can also take the asymmetric volley gun, and they can take the skyhook.
Okay, Skyhook's scary.
Yes.
Yeah, Skyhook's
so
scary.
they can take a lot of shooting if they want to.
I did forget about that angle. That's why, I was curious why I had the Shield of Growth on him. Because it lets him reroll his save, yet he fails based on the amount of wounds he's taken. So the more damaged he is, the more the reroll is effective. But I'm like, why would I take that on him if he's never going to get attacked? I'm like, I guess I had it on him for a reason. Because my previous point I was trying to talk about is our guests coming in have been a lot more like the good, like Age of Sigmar stuff. Like it's easy to find like a good cohesive Age of Sigmar list, but playing is typically more difficult. But we've had an array of like more skilled guests. Not saying that we've had bad guests, but typically our guests have been toodaloo scary. Until next week. Au revoir. Yeah, so the list I've been making, but a little bit more tighter, a little bit more like teeth, right? Teeth-filled lists. And so this one was a little bit more on the, this is like a tough list kind of side. So I didn't appreciate playing against the Kharadron, so I apologize a little bit there. And then that brings up to my next point is we at least got to see what the Kharadrons are capable of, but it wasn't in the spotlight that I wanted.
Yeah.
I do appreciate how their commands work. I think it is genius. I'd love to see more command ability based things that aren't like, it's very transparent. Like you as the Kharadron player can explain to me, I have a command ability to fall back and shoot, fall back and redeploy, and probably the other one was fall back out.
Combat one.
So to disembark, yeah.
Yeah, so that one, I wish that I got to show, because it's if you disembark from frigates, you count as, you have all strikes first.
Yes.
So the idea with it is you charge the frigate in, you use combat disembark, the things on top of it go out and they're allowed to be in engagement range.
Yes.
And then they're always strikes first.
That's kind of cool.
Because the frigate also has RAM and all this other stuff. So the idea is you put combat units on the frigates and you smash them into things.
And then you're gonna want engine riggers on everything. Well, maybe you don't always want it, but you could have engine riggers on there.
Balloon guys are the best. Generally the balloon guys are what you want because.
And those are the Sky Wardens or the.
Sky Wardens are better in melee.
Are they real? I like the weird chain.
So Sky Wardens are now 3 attacks each, 3s and 3s minus 1 around 2 damage.
That's not bad.
And they're always 2 damage, whereas the engine riggers have 1 less attack, and they're also D3.
But they're 2 rend though.
No, I think they are.
Their rend is so 1 less attack, 1 better rend. Yeah.
Yeah, so you'll get more attacks. I think that's the way around it. I probably messed it up. I'm trying to remember all the many millions of things that have changed. But so the idea is the engine riggers hit harder but less.
Yeah.
And the Sky Wardens hit more and more reliably.
Right, yeah. A little more, like, they'd muck up, like, Skaven or something, but, like, the engine riggers are good against, like, a Chaos Warrior or something with thicker, a Stormcast or something, right? Try and get that damage through their armor. I get it. Okay, yeah. So the balloon guys in general are better.
So they'd be better on the frigates to charge into things. The Grunstock Thunderers, I didn't have any in this because I ran out of points because I was trying to take all my boats.
Yeah.
But their shooting seems to be good. It's still going to take 5 hours to do.
Do you have to bring one of everything?
You do have to still do that. If you take the special weapons, you can't take duplicates.
So you can take the basic rifle thing?
You can have lots of rifles, and the rifles are the rifles that are on these ships. So they're 3s, minus 1, 2 damage.
Oh, that's a pretty good gun.
Yeah, so if you have a unit of 10 of those...
Yeah. That's pretty expensive, though.
Yeah, well, you could have unit 50. They're 135 points for 5.
Okay.
So they're not, so expensive.
That's not too bad, actually, yeah.
But I could see if you put you've got the War Scroll Battalion of the you can target characters.
Yeah.
You have a Grandstock gun hauler. You give it a compartment. You put 5 Grandstock Thunderers on it, and you just zip it around and take out characters.
You can try and snipe characters with that, yeah, absolutely. You do have to have a couple other units in that battalion, but you can put anything in there technically. You can put like Arcanaut Company in there, even though they're never going to shoot characters, but that'll just allow the Thunderburst to shoot the characters, yeah. Okay, well, I'm a little afraid of playing against that battalion. I haven't yet, so I've been feeling pretty safe in my game, so I'm going to be careful, and hopefully that doesn't catch me off guard.
Because the Luminath can do it already, too.
Well, 3 Sentinels or whatever, no problem, right? Yeah, that would be the ideal thing, is put 3 min squads of Sentinels. They fire and just new characters all game, which is not...
Well, they can't do it out of line of sight.
Not anymore, which is nice, yeah.
So,
But they used to be able to.
Yeah.
A little bit of PTSD from that.
Yeah. But no, shooting is what it is, but like Kharadron shooting, most of it is on 4s.
Yep.
Like the scary stuff is almost always on 4s.
So characters are still going to get the Lookout Sir as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, so they'll be on 5. So shooting characters is not going to be easy in a Kharadron army.
Yeah.
And they don't have a tremendous amount of mortal wound output. Like, for example, I had an artifact on my Endra Master that if I'd actually got close to you with my Ironclad, which didn't happen, he can throw bomblets at your unit. He rolls the dice on a 2+, he does a mortal wound to you.
Okay.
And just like the Hand of Dust or whatever it is, he keeps rolling until he doesn't roll a 2.
Oh, that's awesome. That's a really good artifact. What's the range of it?
It's in combat.
Oh,
It's
okay,
like 3
okay.
inches or
So
something.
you just, here's a bomb.
Yeah,
like a
so-
cluster of bombs.
Yeah, so he keeps rolling until he runs out, or you run out, basically.
I appreciate that.
Which was really cool, but I didn't get to do that one.
That'll do like 5 to 6 more wounds on average, right? And it could spike really high, or it could roll 1 right away.
Yeah.
It probably would have in this game for you, if I'm to be honest.
But like, the mortal wounds, apart from that, like you can drop bombs and stuff, like if I'd been able to fly around reliably, because the thing that I like the most is the fly high happens at the end of your movement phase. So what I can do is I can run over your unit and fly high.
Yes, you can.
And
Yeah.
I didn't get to do it.
Oh yeah, you could have ran over you and dropped
you
bombs.
to be close to me in order
Yeah.
to fly over you and then fly away.
This mission was pretty good for the Maggotkin as well, where I didn't have to push. I just had to push slightly out of my territory and hold ground.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that didn't help either. So that kind
But that
of
would
my
be
favorite.
really cool to do, and I would like
Yeah.
to be able to fly over you and drop bombs on you, because I'm pretty sure every unit has bombs, like they have bombs. That
Even the gun haulers and everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then in combat, like that has the mine. Like there's loads of cool little things like that it'd be really nice to try, but it probably doesn't work against Maggotkin specifically. But I mean, it could be that the whole problem with Kharadrons remains the same. They are a fast shooting army.
Yeah. They have some melee, but it's definitely not their strength.
No,
Yeah.
melee is not their strength. They can do it if they want, but
Yeah.
that's not their preference. Keeping you away from them is the name of the game.
Yeah.
So against a lot of armies, that will still have the feel bad factor.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's as feel bad as I just pick up my one ironclad with the entire army in it, I put it behind your army,
Right.
I delete everything that's important.
You try, yeah. Like that's a play style I will never enjoy and honestly not respect typically. Like I get into arguments with Steve a lot about it too, but it's more like jokingly because he knows. It's like more of an argument of endearment, I guess. Where it's like, why would you like want to play a game where it's over on turn 1 or 2? Why would you like good or bad? Either way. Like I guess maybe if you only have like half an hour to play. Let's just try this out kind of thing. Yeah. But going to an event and it's not that consistent. Right, it can go south really fast, especially against a good player who will disallow that kind of play in a lot of ways too. Like
like if you just screen it out,
Yeah.
it's basically that's why Kharadrons should, in theory, always have a 50% win rate.
Right.
Because if you know how to beat Kharadrons, you'll never lose to them.
Right.
But if you don't know how to beat Kharadrons, the Kharadrons should, in theory, always win.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because
Yeah.
they have that sick alpha strike. They'll pick apart your army piece by piece, right?
But this feels like I don't have alpha striking doesn't need to happen.
Right.
Like, I can do bombing runs and leave.
Yeah.
I can like chip at you.
Correct. Yeah.
Which is so much cooler than, and I just pick everything up and put it over there. I mean, like nothing even got out of my ships except one guy when the ship exploded.
I was curious about that because like you technically didn't play with what looks like 2/3 of your army.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, they just stayed on the boats.
But yeah,
they didn't need
the
to
thing
really.
is
Yeah.
that because you diseased everything immediately before I could even get off the boat.
Yeah.
Because I think you did it at the start of your turn too.
It was because you got again that double turn changed the pacing of the game on its head.
Yeah.
That's
Because I basically, sure. Normally, what I would want to do is I would want to get close to you, blow you up, weaken you, and then charge into you and finish you off.
Mm-hmm.
That's like what you want to do. but because they're all diseased, they would just be dying slowly, and
All
there'd be
over the
like
place?
these little tiny bits of unit all over them. Like there'd be 5 Arcanauts or something over here. It's like, that's not a threat to anything.
It's not- at least if they're on the boat, they're moving with the boat, shooting with
And
the
I
boat.
also don't
yeah.
have to see them dying.
Yeah, that's true too. They're up on the side, just like slowly
Like the
whittling.
Sky Wardens just died.
They didn't do anything. I know, it's kind of rough.
Yeah, so like that kind of stuff is just maybe there would have been a grand plan, because like I mean that's what one of my battle tactics was to fly high, fly into your territory, and I pick 3 of my units, and as long as they're off a boat,
Okay.
I get it. And sorry, if they're off a boat in your territory. So the idea is you fly up, you deep strike, whatever.
Yeah.
But that was basically if I did it, it was suicide.
That would be that's the last maneuver the army would be doing.
Yes,
I got you.
and just to get the 2 points, because there's no like the characters with all 1 wound each, and
Yeah.
like 3 Arcanauts left. Like that's not a landing force. It's not gonna do it.
I get it. Yeah. Okay. Well, I do like. I liked seeing what they're capable of. I do like the change. I didn't see the Thunders, which were kind of the things I didn't like last edition because of what they can do. But knowing how like this current season works, I don't see the Thunders being all around that bad. I'm sure there is going to be some build that someone's going to figure out that'll include all the most efficient pieces, because that's typically what happens, right? When people separate themselves from like not the intent, but like, you know what I mean? I can't think of the words right now. You separate yourself from like the theme of the game and like the for fun nature of it, and you're only looking at the numbers purely, which isn't a bad thing. That's perfectly okay to do, and that's typically how those things come about. But there's like one of the Skyports, which seems clearly the best. The one you didn't play.
I did not. I played Ziflin because my color scheme was inspired by Ziflin and some other things. But no, Barak Mornar is by far, like Barak Mornar, what it does for everyone who doesn't know, I'm allowed to tell everyone.
Absolutely, yeah.
If you're within 12 inches of any of their units,
Boats or not boats?
boats or not boats, all of them, and you receive a command ability,
Yep.
on a 5+ that I roll, you don't. And you count as spending the command points.
And issuing the command ability as well.
Issuing the command ability. So the hero is locked out.
Yeah.
The command ability is locked out.
Correct.
And you lost the command point.
Right.
On a 5+. The entire army.
That'll be in most cases. That'll be pretty much every single command. Every third command you throw out won't work.
Yeah.
And you're gonna waste a command point. So an inspire, right? Like example, if you're within 12, I'm gonna try inspire 5 up. No, you're actually gonna run away, and you lose that command point as well. So that is like, I think that is like bonkers good. I think that's one that people are all gonna go for. Typically,
yeah. I'm sure that if I wanted to be like,
I didn't use too many command points this game, luckily.
No, but like if I wanted to play it better, the extra engine work was literally an artifact that didn't come up.
Yeah.
Because the one that I will almost always take, as long as I have a Grandstock Gun Hauler, I would always want to have it with transport. Because having a little unit that you can just zip around
It's quite good, yes.
Yes, because it's always got the smallest footprint, so it's the easiest to move.
Exactly, I agree completely. I know exactly what you mean there. Yeah, so I think that's gonna be the main pick. There's quite a bit of other interesting ones as well.
Oh, there's loads of good ones.
Yeah, that one stands at Barak more.
It's a transport capacity of 6, which is what's important.
Yeah.
So you could put Grandstock Thunderers
Yeah.
and a hero on board,
nice.
and then the hero can issue commands to
True.
to whatever you need. 'Cause
And the boat too. The boat
can do the movement ones.
Yeah.
But the boat can't do all of them.
But it'd be nice to be able to all-out defense it if you wanted to, or redeploy,
Yeah.
stuff like that. Yeah, especially if it's an independent agent just flying around the board on its own. I think that's quite a good artifact of power. Engine work. Sorry.
I think like probably what I want to try next is the gun hauler with my favorite thing, the 6 transport.
Yeah.
Put 5 Thunderers on, and then put the Aether Chemist with them, because the Aether Chemist can increase their rend.
Right. I don't mind the maybe try dropping like the Ironclad and have more points for like a second frigate and another unit.
I love it, but I don't.
Well, it's the same reason I don't bring Great Unclean ones. It's like it's way too, especially the Great Unclean when it moves 4 inches. That's the easiest thing to not play against.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the Maggotkin as well as like 700 points of move 4 or 5. So I was like, no, thank you. I played a game with it once where someone had its move.
The movement things. These things can go in a fire.
Well, okay, that brings up my next point is this Maggotkin list was full of fluff in the form of misery, right?
Yes.
It was Nurgle misery across the board, summoning endless spells that get the corrupted endless spells. Yes. What they remind me of heavily is Necrons from 2nd edition, where the Necrons used to emit an aura of your tech didn't work. So your power fist no longer functioned. Your power sword didn't do anything. Upgrades on your vehicles ceased to function. All your vehicles are -1 to hit because their targeting systems failed to function as well. Their stabilizers all messed up, and like is stuff like that okay to have in the game? Is that like okay?
Oh no. So to clarify, I don't think that the Maggotkin are like in general. I don't think they feel bad. I just think specifically this Maggotkin versus this character is not the way.
Well, I guess my thing is I've always been a little like worried because I love durable, like slow attrition-y kind of armies, but they're usually tied to like a misery mechanic where it's just miserable for the opponent to play against it. Is that okay in games? Like they've been taking it out slowly, but
it's fine for the most part. Like the main thing is that most AOS armies have like an inherent like weakness.
Yeah.
Like that's how they're designed, which is fine because you know to play around it if your army has it. But I think the thing that like those endless spells do and the contagion, basically the thing that is weak about Maggotkin is your disease is very good, but you've got to get there to get it.
Right.
A 30-inch spell that halves movement and turns off fly, which didn't matter.
Didn't matter here,
but like you're just putting disease 30 inches away.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like because usually the shards don't do anything because it's like they're so important to dispel because they have your movement, right? They like I could go first, hit the shards across the board into your army, and all of a sudden you're not moving at all, really. And then so you have to dispel it. But at least no matter what with Maggotkin, you're getting those turn 1 disease points. So they have the very powerful utility and the force dispel built into them. But then on top of that, you get the effect of the disease points too. I think they're like as much as I like the Purple Sun and reducing rend, the shards and like the geminids or literally anything else, like just 2 utility spells, very powerful.
Yeah.
2 fast moving utility endless spells.
Fast, you don't need damage.
Yeah, you don't need damage because you apply it with the endless spells turn 1, just causing the misery across the board. Like and it caused like a lot of like hard thoughts, like hard decisions too on the Kharadron side. I was like, okay, I'm screwed over there, I'm screwed over here. Can't really use command points over here. It was kind of scary how well the list played. Yeah.
It played a lot better than my Kharadron. So
that's true.
But then to be fair, this is the first in the new book, so that's my excuse.
That's a damn valid excuse because this list is built after like 4 or 5 games of trying out the Maggotkin in this edition. I'm like, I'm going to take this piece out, add this piece. Okay, how does that play? A little bit better, but this is still weak. Take this out, add this now, right? That's kind of what I did with this list. Could I improve it with my collection? I don't actually know. It could use a monster. I might toy with I don't know what they're called. Orgoth's Demon Spew, the Morbidex Twiceborn. They have a name. The Maggotkin, yeah. Because I think they're monsters, and it's kind of important to have a monster in the list. But it's only to really turn off like all-out defense and stuff, but that's what the Overwhelming Stench does, so I don't really need the monster.
No, you don't. Not with Overwhelming Stench.
So I'm kind of okay where the list is as is. So I might just keep this list as is. I love the Maggotkin, love the Mortals, don't care about the demons that much. But I like summoning demons because that's kind of a cool theme in my head, yeah. Anyways, guys, that's it for this battle report. Thanks for being a good sport. It was a little rough on the Kharadron side. The turn 1 to 2 double turn kind of gave me a little bit too much control over the board and got me a lot of points. And actually, in a weird way, it kind of evened out the game because I think if I didn't get it, I would have lost on points.
Oh, possibly.
Yeah, so that was a crux roll. Again, I wanted to try and win, but I wanted to show off as much of the Kharadron stuff as I could. Didn't really get to do that second part.
Some of it, though.
Some of it. Got some of it. And hopefully,
a lot of new things there. So.
Yeah, and hopefully anyone watching, if you're a Kharadron player, we discussed in great detail what could have happened, like what options you do have as a Kharadron Overlord player, and they're numerous now.
Yes.
Which is nice, yeah.
You don't just have to put everything in your Ironclad and deploy it behind you.
Right. In fact, you're probably better off doing a lot of MSU, a lot of quick moving boats all over the place.
Give them multiple targets, force them to spread out, and pick them off.
The frigates are durable. Like you don't like how many? Do you know how many points a frigate is off the top of your head?
Yeah, 300.
So you're saving 200 points.
Yeah.
Okay, well you're not able to buy another frigate by dropping the Ironclad. Oh, you drop the Ironclad, buy a frigate, and then you add like 200 points of Thunderers or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, you know Thunderers and like a character. Oh, I don't know, whatever. You figure it out, right?
Oh yeah.
That frigate, just the frigate alone is good because it doesn't have the I think the only thing it's missing is extra wounds and the torpedoes.
Yes. It has a few less attacks.
That's fine.
And yeah, I'm pretty sure your admiral picks any ship to be your.
So you can just have a frigate be his flagship, yeah. So I think. Oh, and it's D3+2 instead of D3 plus damage.
The gun is slightly weaker, but like the thing is that if you take a different gun, if like your frigates have other guns on them, it's just that I love the cannons because it's a big giant cannon.
It's a giant sky cannon. Yeah, I get it.
But like if I ever got a second Ironclad, I would make the Gatling gun.
Oh, okay, nice. I have no idea what it does, but
Yeah, it's lots of shots. It's a Gatling gun.
that's fair. It's reasonable, I guess. Oh. So I'm happy to see what they look like. They look interesting to play. The new book is fun, not complex, not like, so they've always historically been like way too much to like kind of comprehend.
There's a lot of things to explain. There's nowhere near as many things to explain now.
Correct. This is like, you just read the sheet, read it carefully, and then that's kind of it. You don't have to worry about like, oh, this tiny little minor rule stacking with this tiny little minor rule with this little aura and this little trigger. Now it's more like, okay, I just move, fall back, shoot.
Yeah,
or I move and
redeploy. Where I
redeploy.
was checking the ship war scrolls because I was like, hang on a second.
They used to do this.
Yeah, boys, most of the war scroll now is just explaining each of the big guns
That's
because they
okay.
all have slightly different. Like there's a little paragraph to explain that when you shoot the big cannon, you have to pick between shrapnel and normal shot.
Right,
and that's the extent of how complicated these things get.
When it used to be like you could like raise the banners, you could like change, you could like read the winds, you could batten down the hatches. There's just so many weird things you could do. Cool in theory, but not necessary in a larger scale war game, right?
Yeah, and I will say I absolutely love that the Etheric Navigator has that cool new rule.
It is a nice rule, yeah.
Yeah.
I like the ones where it's like it's good, effective if you roll well enough, and if not, well, you still had it as an option.
You still got to check what the weather was.
Always that, yeah. Anyways, folks, that's it for this one. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Do leave some feedback down below. If we missed out on any of the rules, well, that would be a great place to leave the comments because we read the comments and that's how we best remember and learn. That's how I remember and learn pretty much all my rules. And stay tuned for more Age of Sigmar in the future because, well, there's lots to play. And there will be many more to come. Happy wargaming, everybody. Toodaloo.